Hello and welcome. I am the Last Hit Point Hero, and you have found your way to TPK Roleplay. We are so very glad you're here and hope you enjoy your stay. Over the course of the next several months, we are going to be playing our way through the Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition Adventure Module, Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frostmaiden. Deep in the Lonelywood is a lonely cabin and a lonely man. First and foremost, no attempt to make this child's story appropriate has occurred. This is a tale of cold, isolation, alien incursion, and self-centered divinities. If you know of any sensitivities to those sorts of things, then please feel free to step aside and come back after taking a breather and warming up by the fire for a few moments. Barring that, feel free to slap that follow button to join the wonderful world of TPK Roleplay. We have so many fantastic shows on so often that you really, you could swing a dead knucklehead trout around this room and slap somebody across the face with a fish, and there'd be a show on. I feel like that metaphor fell apart there somewhere, but that's okay. So do hit the follow button. We have lots of great games on. Hit the Discord link that I'm positive will spontaneously appear in the chat to join the wonderful world of TPK Roleplay. We have an excellent place in there called the Guild, where you can apply to be part of the Guild to play in off-streamed games, where you could then perhaps become an initiate and maybe one day a player. I make it sound like it's a long, drawn-out apprenticeship project, but yeah, no, you show up and you play 2 games and you be a good person. And we arms wide open. We will arms wide open that. So, do come by. Take a look. Join us. I think that... Oh, wait. No, there is a rule. Be good. That's a rule. Be good. Lastly, let's take a moment to reintroduce you to our wonderful players, including our fantastic guest for the evening. Everyone will say hello, introduce themselves and the character they are playing, and... how would your character react to being left alone for years, isolated in a cabin? So that is the question for the night. T, you moved again. Okay.
Sorry.
Are you comfy yet?
Okay. Am I moving?
Are you good?
I move the other way. I'm good.
No, you're good. I can move. Are you comfy?
Yes.
Okay. Got it. What would your character do isolated in a cabin for years by themselves? Let's start as we attend to, in the bottom right section of your screen. Better the devil you know than the Pope wearing a tall hat. It's Foxy.
You know, I'm thinking a tall hat would actually be a good addition to my wardrobe, unfortunately. So we're going to have to figure that one out. But hey, folks, I'm Young Foxy, formerly known as Big Foxy, also known as your favorite fox, Philly's finest. Tonight, I will be reprising the role of Azarus, last of the Metalgard, Warforged Rune Knight, who's trying to figure out what his purpose is besides breaking stuff. Looking forward to it.
Fantastic. Wonderful. And I hope you enjoy what I have in mind.
Oh, and of course, as a non-living construct, were I lost or trapped in a cabin by myself for a long time, I have a sleep mode.
Easy mode. Got it. Continuing up and around in the right center section of your screen, of course, they know that a stitch in time poops in the woods. It's T.
What?
Well, that made me laugh. I'm T. My pronouns are he, they, and my character is Brom today. He is a human paladin of Torm. His pronouns are he, him. And he is a delightful himbo. He is... Now, how long are they trapped in that cabin?
A long time.
You know, I think, honestly, he'd ritualistically train and probably spend a lot of his day, like, praying, cooking, developing his skills.
Brom would probably like it, wouldn't he?
In his own way, yeah. He's already kind of a monk, so he'd have like some self-focused time.
Well, that's okay, I guess. Poor Brom. So focused, so serene.
He's trying.
the perfect example.
He wants to be.
I love Brahm a lot.
Brahm's like the only person that would probably, one of the few people I say looking actually at our automaton that would survive that experience with coming out on the other side with minimal emotional damage.
God damn it.
Yep.
Yeah, I think he'd probably do pretty well, honestly. The only downside is, you know, he'd probably lose like muscle mass, but
Or he gets swole, like
gets
Uncle
swole.
Iroh.
Uncle Iroh it?
good. Uncle.
What?
Yeah.
Which Rocky is that? Rocky 3 it? Continuing up and around in the top right section of your screen, burning bridges like a needle in a haystack. It's Al.
That's what they say. I just took a jelly bean, so he's gonna kick in any minute now. My name's Al Kurt, your favorite high femme, they, them, and I am playing Mirth, our Dragonborn bard, whose pronouns are he, him. And if Mirth was trapped in a cabin for a long time, he would be tearing his scales out. He has no resilience for being alone whatsoever. He'd be crying, he'd be sad, he'd be drawing, he'd be, even like a few hours, he'd start like writing sad letters. Like, if you ever find me, if anyone ever, you know what I mean? He would probably take up whittling. He would try and grow a beard. Like, he'd make it the most dramatic experience he could, like Tom Hanks in Castaway, with holding out the vaguest hope that someday he would be rescued. And he would never let anyone hear the end of it. He'd be horrible. Yeah. That's what would happen if Mirth ever got, this was his fate worse than death.
Yes, I really don't think Mirth would come out the other side of that as Mirth.
No, he would be Sadness. He would change his name to like Sad or something.
Despair.
Despair.
That's his
just
Star
sad.
Trek.
Just
Star
Star
Trek.
Just sad. I think that's
Star
very
Trek
funny.
Despair. Or
In
just
the-
Sad, which is a
Sad.
really lame name.
In the Cold Hands antiverse, you have
Yes.
Despair.
Despair. And he's got like,
Oh,
for some reason, he
no.
has hair that's a swoop over his head. Even though he's
No.
a dragon.
Look,
Okay, I'm done.
I'm holding my finger up to Brahm's face on the screen and picturing Brahm with a goatee that just kills everyone.
That'd be scary.
Continuing up and around, and last for this evening, but certainly not least, one bird in the hand hits the nail right on the head. It's Sir Hecala.
I don't know if I recommend that. Good to know.
The killdeer.
Yeah, that's a story for later. Hi everyone, it's me, Sir Heckalot. You know, tonight I am playing Astoria, the ASMR lore bard, who kind of left the solitude of the library to, you know, go out and explore the world and everything. So she would absolutely like hate like getting like confined in some building again. Though I don't know if it'd be like the castaway approach as much as it would be like the like tangled approach, you know, the beginning number, when will my life begin? It'd be like that, you know, like still
The
like there's a
graceful version.
monotony, but there's like a little bit more there, you know, like I don't know. But yeah, I think that's about it.
Perfect. Sorry, I just realized I still have Lane's face next to you.
Oh.
So I'm going to... Where is... Okay, I'm going to grab that face real quick and put it on there. But before we do that, I am the last hit point hero. I use the he, him pronouns. I will be the DM for this evening, doing my best to shepherd this wonderful group of individuals around. Oh, how would Astoria deal with being alone?
I mean, yeah, like it wouldn't be great, just again with being in the solitude of the library and then going
That's right.
back to that. Oh, you're good. You're good. Do you want to
I was distracted completely by the fact that the face was gone.
You're totally fine. Do you want me to talk about that killdeer that yelled at me today while you're fixing that?
Oh, that's all right. We're almost there.
Oh, yeah, a bird yelled at me today, chat. I was just walking by, minding my own business, and this little bird started walking up to me because killdeer are on the ground. They don't really fly. So it was real mad that I was, I don't know, just by that area of land. It was real interesting. Go check my social media to see it because I posted it everywhere.
Pissed off a bird today. Good job. Proud of you. Well done.
Very
That's-
exciting.
Sir
Enemies
Heck
to friends.
cannot lose bird status. That I don't know. Don't know what would happen.
I'm
All right.
I'm surprised that you're not playing like a bird person.
You know, like I don't know what it is either. Like I've only played one Kinku, I think, which is surprising.
I'm
Kenku?
surprised you aren't the other one.
The Aarakocra.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
there-
oh, you're
You're
Yeah.
correct.
I've thought about it, but the inspiration hasn't hit me yet.
It's only a matter. Now you have an angry killdeer to inspire you to make Aarakocra, an
like a
undersized
barbarian. Oh my
Aarakocra
God.
barbarian.
There it is, right there.
Perfect.
Amazing.
Easy
I
concept.
think I've played with two people who play Kenku, and both of them have done like the croaky voice, which really makes it.
We have an Aarakocra in one of my campaigns that I DM for, and I had to nerf that thing because she could
Yeah.
just fly. It was like, I can just do, I'm like, my puzzles. So like, I was like, listen, you can do it, but I'm going to make your life very difficult. And thankfully that player in good faith minimized the amount of like magical anime flying in the interest of a good story, which was very good of them.
Declare anime flying.
You know what I mean.
I know.
Yeah,
I know,
like,
I
it's
know.
true,
I just-
though.
Watching Tiger hidden Aarakocra just blowing across the land. Anyway.
For me, I'm just like, you can go ahead and fly, but there's wind. There's high
Yes,
winds today.
There are.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Or, you can fly up if you want to, but you see a dark shadow of something standing on the nearby cliff.
Mhm.
it's a bigger flying thing, and it looks hungry from here.
It's a killdeer.
Interesting. Interesting that the name of this episode is Slippery Slope, because we just slid right down that.
I wasn't gonna say
right,
anything,
right.
but like, I peeped.
I
Anyway.
started this tangent. I'm
As-
sorry.
No. Now, I do have a summary of last session from a fish that we know. So we'll go ahead and listen to that and then do a scene outside of the group before we return to where they were. So first, let's come back up to speed with the one and only Old Bitey. Old Bitey, take it away.
The campers went home.
Oh, bundle up and you'll hear a tale of an icy trip. Setting out from Bremen town aboard a fishing ship. The monk keeps saying, yes, we can. The paladin keeps them true. A guest got drug along that day by a fey saboteur. A fey saboteur. Blizzard winds blew straight toward that little fishing ship. But for the strength of the adventure crew, they all would have been lost. They all would have been lost. Setting down south of the wrong town, not knowing they're too late. With Neo as Zeris too. Mirth the Flirt and Sir Brom. Achilles Lanehart. Mercutio now kidnapped who? Here in Cold Hand's warm hearts.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's the summary, bringing us
Experience.
all up
That
to
was
speed.
that had a whole arc for me. I was
Incredible,
like,
honestly.
it was amazing.
You know,
It glitched out at the beginning. Oh, so
Yes.
scary.
had to tune in. It was picking up other channels.
Oh,
So-
dear.
That brings us up to speed. But before we go to that, the camera's going to cut away for a moment. And it's going to be sent across these woods north of town. Standing in a dark clearing are a number of figures. The first looks up. Our mistress requires your attentiveness. The land is full of pests which must be removed. She claims these snows as her own. We shall be the claws which scratch away the fleas who dare try to cling. A tangle of dirt brown hair obscures the face that addresses the others. Another figure steps forward. A woolly rhinoceros shambles forward, sniffs at a juniper bush, nuzzles its friend, a second woolly rhinoceros. Will we get more snacks? Of course there will be more snacks, especially the warm, squishy snacks. I like warm, squishy snacks. Silence, you fools. We serve at the pleasure of our queen, the Frostmaiden, and the Lady Revison. Naught else matters. It's not the albinism of the moose that spoke that's the evidence of Oral's favor that begs their deference, but the red-brown stains of blood on its horns, or its antlers, creeping up its knees and spread across its muzzle. The camera pans back. There is the sound of children playing loudly. Wooden sword clashing against wooden sword. One's going, I got you, you're dead, you're dead, you're dead. Hey, we have guests upstairs, you need to be quieter. This muffled sound of full-fledged young halfling battle rages beneath you. As you awaken in a wooden attic above Nimsy, the speaker of Lonelywood. The day is yours.
Brom took one of the beds, so he actually slept in a bed today.
One bed. There was one bed in the attic.
And then we
He
made
took
a
the
fort
one
out of
bed.
2 Azurite. There are 2 of
Oh, wait.
them.
Yeah.
Yep.
We made a pillow fort.
I
There's
have
a pillow
right,
fort?
they were double
blanket.
Azuri.
At a good table meant that there are double Azuri at the moment.
It's always a good thing.
Which
All the
is
way across
which is
the
still
sky.
interesting.
Brom's going to do his morning prayers, and he's going to check up on his egg.
Okay. You check your egg.
I keep forgetting this is a thing.
He
here's
would
your
never
egg.
forget. This is
So
his precious child that he puts snow in to take care of. And
I like
he
the
turns it every
idea.
once in a while.
May I posit, feel free to say no, but wouldn't it be amusing for comedy's sake if every morning when he checks the egg, we have a montage of Mirth doing small, useless sabotage, like trying to put the egg in Neo's hair, and it obviously does nothing but just stupid, dumb things, or like replacing it with a chicken egg, and like completely ineffective. Maybe Brom even just like doesn't notice because of the level of stupidity that these efforts are, but I don't know. What do you think? Is that too corny?
Sounds
But then-
amazing. I'll take it.
But yeah, then Mirth goes like to great like comical lengths to do each of these.
Yeah,
Things
like-
happen.
Yeah, and just every time, yeah. I think this time there's like, there's literally a straw like ball that somebody's like stayed up knitting or whatever inside the pillow fort all night, roughly egg-shaped. Yeah,
You try and replace it with a paper mache decoy.
essentially, yeah.
Brom's going to turn it into an egg cozy. Pat it with
No!
pat it with snow to keep it extra safe.
You draw
I love
rude things
that.
on it with a piece of charcoal.
Brom will
You put the
carefully
actual
arrange
egg on
it.
Azarus's horns, and we're like, he'll move in his sleep, and it'll fall over, and we'll go, oh no, how could this have happened? You're like, it's only a matter of time now. Just that they're waiting, hour after hour, like he'll move. He'll move any second now.
Have you seen those things where people give their dogs eggs to see how gentle they are? He does that with Azaris. He like puts it in his horns, and Azaris is super gentle and doesn't break it, and he's like, anyway.
Brom spends each morning talking to the egg.
Mirth rolling his eyes across the way.
You're not set up for parenthood. Brom, you need to consider a child for your life. Let me sell you on this.
I mean, it's a little too late. The child's already here. Maybe you should have
Oh,
thought of
that's
this
right.
before the egg appeared.
The sounds of childlike combat continue below. You hear Nimsy holler a couple times to get attention, and eventually there is a sharp whistle. And at that whistle, it goes silent down below. Yes, Mummy. Yes, breakfast? Of course, Mummy. And for the next
Breakfast?
couple moments, there's the sound of cutlery and dishes. Oh, getting an echo from me. That's odd.
Mirth does a forward roll down the stairs to see if breakfast is available for us also, somehow. Even though it's extremely rude considering she allowed us to stay in this room.
What's
Well,
the
then again,
murder
room is-
room?
That's
This
true.
is the
That's true.
discount.
I feel like the continental breakfast could be where,
Offsets
murder
the blood.
room.
It's
Yeah.
complimentary for the murderer.
It's just like old toast. That's fine. It's fine. It's just corn
you get a
nuts that have
single
been there
egg and
from
a
the
Pop
70s.
Tart. One scrambled egg and a Pop Tart is what you get for breakfast. And some lukewarm coffee.
Yep.
Well,
That's awful. Okay, I don't
Brom
have-
took breakfast, like if she'll let us use her kitchen later, but for now he puts his little egg away and gets ready to come downstairs.
Okay. Trying to figure out why I have an echo.
So, Azarus, I headcanoned that, like, even though Azarus doesn't eat, Brom will still serve him, but like on a tiny plate.
Oh, that's so sweet.
That's
I feel
so cute.
I feel like
That's
Hazardous isn't
adorable.
gonna say anything either. Partially because he's too dumb, and partially because he's just too nice. He's just thank you.
thought
And just
that
like sits there
counts.
looking at it. Like,
Putting it in your chassis container along with all the other
I just bender it. I just put it in the chest compartment with everything else I put in there.
Okay.
You know what?
That should have got rid of it. Purple, did that get rid of it? I don't have a monitor in my ear right now.
We're all good.
Yes.
Yes.
you're
Yeah,
Okay.
we're good.
I
Thank
just-
you,
Sir Purple,
Purple.
thank you,
Thanks,
Sir Purple,
Purple.
Master the audio. You were great.
I decided to just switch mics, so that's all right. Thank you.
Still sound good.
Appreciate it.
back. Welcome.
So the sounds of the children are silent. They start eating. In order to get down, the stairs, the attic actually has been rebuilt so that there is an attic that goes down from it goes outside instead of directly down into the house, since Nimsy tends to use it for guests and that sort of thing.
Yeah. Something tells me you should actually just stick to rations rather than the harbor of her patients, given the amount of child care that she's had to do probably from the early morning.
Reasonable.
The last thing she needs is a bunch of supposedly capable adventurers coming in like, Mom!
A bunch of adults.
A bunch of theoretical grown-ups, yeah.
Adults.
We don't want to see biceps this early in the morning.
As all of you start to get around and the pillow fort comes down, there's a couple things you notice. Rox is still, Neo is still curled up underneath of a blanket. And everything that Azarus does, Azarus's clone follows behind about 2 feet away, repeating the exact same thing.
This is very
He
strange.
could play patty cake with himself.
Would it
It
work
is
this delay?
It is very strange, the clone responds.
Brom will
talk?
cut.
I talk.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Brom shreds
What?
a little piece of his
Huh.
cloak off and ties it around his neck.
Oh.
Give him
So
a
I'm
little
guessing
bow
this
tie.
isn't normal then.
No.
Well, actually, we met one earlier, Azarus, Honor.
That's true.
Maybe we could call this one
That is
Virtue.
true.
Honor was
Aw.
decidedly not me, though. This,
Yeah.
he points at it.
It points her back. Honor was definitely not me.
Well, I guess you're right. It is you.
Mm-hmm.
Mirth waits to see if you're going to fight.
Yeah, I don't think Azarus knows what to do right now. This is just weird to him.
We have twice the strength now, I suppose.
Twice the carrying capacity. We can get a second sled.
Yeah,
my
or you can just pull the first sled
But
really
why?
fast. You could be like, you would double team it, just like a sled dog.
Can we somehow duplicate this cloning effect on the sled?
God. Giving off serious main character party energy walking through these tiny towns with two giant robots.
Two
and just,
giant robots.
like everybody in real good armor.
Very shiny. Like that one Monty Python bit. How do you know he's a king? Well, he ain't got shit all over him.
Okay,
Well, shall we?
let's
go.
shall.
Anybody gonna wake up Neo or just
Oh, yeah.
Right.
We'll wake him.
as you shake the form of Neo, the blanket, it collapses. And there's just one small lump underneath the blanket now.
Azarus will lift it.
As you do, there is a small figure in a blue tunic with flames on their hair,
Tiny.
holding a goat ball, hugging it. Mercutio will look up at all of you, looking almost like Neo, and say,
Oh,
"What?
it's you.
Of course it's me. Who else would it be?"
Mirth tosses his dreadlocks. Tosses his locks. What are you doing here? Where's Neo? Did you take him away again?
I'm Neo today.
What does that
Weird.
mean?
Oh, I don't know. We'll find out.
Mirth grabs him, opens up Azarus's chassis, throws him in there, and slams it shut. All right, let's go.
It's
The-
warm.
When you open up Azarus's chassis, the clone's chassis opens and then recloses in sync with Azarus's. As soon as you throw Mercutio in there and slam the chassis, you turn around in a huff, and standing on the doorknob is Mercutio looking like Neo.
Man.
This is going to be good.
Ugh. Listen, can you just lay low today? Be cool. Try not to get in the way of our mission.
Was that
And bring Neo back at a reasonable time frame.
a joke about my height and my new fire hair?
Mm-mm. I'm dead serious.
Uh-oh.
Let's go. We have to save the day. And Mercutio will jump down, grab the handle, turn it, and the door will illogically swing open because there's no way he has any leverage, or they have any leverage to do this.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as the door opens, cold wind blasts into the attic, and you're in Lonelywood.
Time for Operation Find Family.
Let's go.
You head down. As you pass by the window, you glance in and you see Nimsy looking over 6 halfling children of various ages and sizes that are in a very ordered and deliberate fashion eating their breakfast. There is a particularly small one with very curly, very red hair who sees you go by the window. She lifts her hand.
Greetings.
Nimsy's eyes turn immediately, noticing the movement of her daughter seeing something. Looks out the window, sees you. There's this brief moment before Nimsy recognizes who you are, where the face
Oh,
isn't
God.
that friendly one, but it is
Scary.
sharp. Not different, just capable. And you get this distinct impression that you were just assessed in moments.
Yeah.
We got mom looked.
Blinks her eyes,
Yeah, we did.
smiles.
First tucks in his shirt.
She heads over to the window, climbs up onto the counter, opens the window. Where are you all heading out to the cabin today?
I believe that was the
That's the
plan.
plan.
Yes.
Well, the quick way is just through the woods. Do keep your eyes open. There's rumors of a white moose about.
A white moose?
Is it dangerous?
It's killed a couple of hunters. So yes, it's dangerous. It's on my to-do list. But, if you happen to find it out there, there is 100 gold bounty on its head, and you get to keep the head.
You know, they call Astoria here the Huntress of the North. She has claimed so many moose in her day. Lucky you, she is ready to investigate the case. Right, Astoria?
Truly.
Well,
Crom double takes and looks like he's going to ask a question, then just like shuts up.
Mercutio, standing on Azarus' shoulder, puts both hands on their hips and goes, "We'll do it!" Did I get it right?
Yeah.
About right.
That's enough.
Nimsy, he was much larger last night.
He was.
Well, adventurous, you never know. In any case, stick to the trails. There are also, allegedly, some voices out there. If you can figure out what's making the voices, that would be appreciated too.
Wait, voices? As well as moose?
Usually threats. Then there is, what did old Jack say? Something about the Evernight. Oh, let me see if I can find that. And Nimsy turns around and starts rummaging through some pieces of paper, trying to find what was written down. She goes, oh, here it is. Yes. So old Jack, now take this with a grain of salt. Jack spends a lot of time in the bottle. What he said was that right before Chappie was killed by the moose, there were voices that were following them around. And they said, hope buried in the ever dark, we come to lead the warm across the ice into the arms of darkness. That's it.
Yeah.
Followers.
Yeah, we're familiar with
followers.
that slogan.
Well, if you can figure out who's saying it, there's an extra bonus to that 100 gold piece reward.
I like the smell of gold in the morning, says Mirth, and he claps his mittens together.
I can't smell.
Neither can I.
All right, shall we, team?
This is great.
Let's go.
All the heat's getting out. Good luck. Come and see me when you're done. She closes the window, hops back off the counter.
I prestidigitate the kid's hair into rainbow colors as we leave.
you like that?
Because
Why not?
I love it.
As,
It's so great.
as you turn, everyone starts walking away. You glance back to try and get that reaction. And you glance back just in time to see Nimsy raise her hand and all the color goes back.
Reminds me
Mom
of my
magic.
mom.
As we're walking away, Azarus is going to look over at Astoria. How many
how many?
moose have you killed?
Oh, I think you didn't quite get the rapport there.
Almost
I haven't.
30, soon to be 31 after we catch this white moose. And then I think Mirth is going to sing a ditty. So he's also a lore bard. I think he's going to like do a little ditty about
I don't
Astoria's
even like
great
ditty.
prowess, like a little song, and he's going to take out like I think he's going to take out like a mini lute and like toot tweedle toot along as we're walking. I can roll performance if you like. Otherwise,
That's
Do
qu-
it.
that's
Maybe
quite
it'll be a
alright.
banger.
You can tell us how much of a banger it was.
it's a banger. It's like have you ever heard like kind of a commercial that's really short, but they got the jingle good? I think it's that where it's
a
like
club.
an earworm.
It's a
Yeah.
club joint, you know? It's a real turn up piece, you feel me?
It's something.
You catch the early risers of Lonelywood are kind of nodding their heads along to the beat as you go by, getting into their work. You glance over your shoulder You see Mercutio is now sitting on the fake Azarus's shoulder backwards and raises both of their hands and starts moving them like puppet strings. And what appears to be a flash mob breaks out as members of Lonelywood just doing their business suddenly stop and start dancing to your music.
Amazing.
Oh, they're
Going to the chapel and we're going
Gotta
to solve a
get turned up.
mystery.
My man
right.
said, "Keep it cool." Dog said, "Impromptu flash mob involuntarily." That's keeping it cool. Absolutely. Thanks, Mercutio. Like,
Amazing.
Is this not what you do?
No, it's what you do.
It
You
is
did good.
indeed what you do.
You start heading north. The town is wrapped in the Lonelywood from which it gets its name. There are trails that lead throughout the forest, many of them where foresters work through to find the logs and drag them back for processing. You can tell even at a glance that a lot of the wood used in Icewind Dale comes from the Lonelywood. There are large pieces being worked, they're being turned into boards, they're being dragged through the snow by entire teams of sled dogs, just a handful of boards at a time. It is a busy and industrious place. And even though there are fishing boats, they're just kind of, they're locked in the ice and seem to serve very little purpose other than the subsistence part of fishing. As you enter into the woods themselves, at first there's still that industriousness. There's still the people working nearby on the outskirts of town. But it doesn't take long before the path gets quiet. And all that really you hear is the creaking of the branches of these coniferous trees, the rustling of their pine needles against each other, and the crunch of the snow beneath your feet. You've been given direction. You know the general way, but this is new to everyone. So I would like 1 or 2 people to lead the way with a survival roll.
Who has the best survival? It's not me.
I got okay survival. But
Fair.
not
Had
really.
it.
I have a +3.
That's better than mine.
Ooh.
That is better than mine.
So do we want Mirth and Astoria to lead the way?
Let's do it.
Bard gang.
Bard gang. What?
Ooh,
Oh no! I rolled a 6.
Psych.
I rolled an 8. Let's go.
Psych.
This is how we're starting.
Oh,
Bard
man.
gang.
Bard gang. What?
Shoot, Bard gang! I think we just are both like.
We're still singing the music. Okay, we're just going
Yeah, no.
to the chapel.
Yeah, you guys were like doing like
Gonna
where, like,
solve a
you know, the two
mystery.
musicians like rotate around each other as they're playing.
Oh yeah, we're riffing.
We're
Beatboxing. It's really bad because it doesn't have human lips. It's just like a hissing noise. But yeah. We officially lead us all possibly in the right direction.
Yep.
Right?
So you expected about a 4-hour trip through the Lonelywood up this trail. Important thing of note, I need some dice rolls. So if we could start with a D8 from Sir Heck, a
All right.
D4 from Al, a D12 from T, and Azarus 2D4, please. 3 from Heck.
4.
A 4 from Al. A 3 and a 2 from Foxy.
5.
And a 5 from T. All right, perfect. About 3 hours into your journey, the sounds around you shift slightly. There isn't the brush of pine leaves against each other as the winds go still. I want everyone to give me a perception check.
Great. 9.
6.
A magnanimous dispensation.
We a random good effect for a random player, please. Yes, Purple Phil, of course.
Thank you, Purple. Much appreciated.
Thank you, Purple.
We're
Carrying
fucking
the team.
fumbling.
Seven.
The 5th
Wow.
player.
Where's my perception? I'm feeling so dumb. Oh, there it is.
Purple,
I
could you
got a
roll a D100 for
17.
me, Purple? A 17?
Yeah.
And everyone else got terrible. Is that right?
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, thank God. No,
Getting
not thank
some
God.
big
but-
Wendigo vibes.
Can my clone roll?
83, thank you. No,
Nice.
there's a few things that you have noticed just over the past 3 hours with your clone. Your clone does not leave footprints, or at least doesn't seem to. It appears to step in the exact place that you do, about 2 feet behind you. The sound of snow crunching does not come from your clone. And on at least one occasion early on, and this is what made clear that something a little odd was going on, you push a branch aside in order to go through, and when you release the branch, it passes through your clone. Swipes
Oh.
Mercutio right off their shoulder, but the branch goes through them.
Interesting.
So the clone is purely illusory.
Got it.
So pretty cool.
I use a clone that follows my
okay.
every motion.
There we go. Now we are going to roll a d4 and see who this affects. Mercutio, as soon as they are slapped off of your clone's shoulder, lands in the snow, sits upright, no longer looks like Neo, now appears to have a laurel crown on their head and a toga and holding a trophy. They will pop out of the snow wearing that, march right up to Mirth,
Oh, gosh.
look up at you, standing at about this point, probably about 12 inches tall at the moment. And Mercutio will go, "This is boring. Here, take it." And will chuck the trophy up towards you. It will slowly grow as it gets up closer to your hand until it's normal trophy size. You fumble it a little bit, but catch it.
I throw it to Astoria.
Before anything else could happen, you chuck the trophy over to Astoria. Mercutio looks up and goes, "Heh, fine. You know what? You all just have your day out. Bye." We'll turn around, take a step, and just drop through the snow and be gone.
Bye.
Oh, bye then.
Well, now I feel a little bad.
That one is temperamental. I wouldn't.
I just don't trust many things that he gives out. Sorry, Astoria. What does it do? Mirth says,
That's a
realizing that
fantastic
he...
question.
Also, we left our cow behind.
No!
did the-
Wait,
Right, that's our
we should
business
not-
model right there.
I don't know. We definitely should not have brought a cow
We
into
could
the
leave
woods.
the cow for
Very
him
bad
to get
idea.
them.
Nimsy would be
there
fine
might
watching the
wolves
cow.
out here.
That's fair. Lindsay can watch our cow for us then.
You look down at the trophy, Astoria, and written on it, it says the letter U, the letter R, this weird crosshatch symbol, and the number 1.
What does
What
it
is-
mean?
Your
These curious figures.
Your Constitution modifier goes up by 1.
Aw.
Your Intelligence modifier goes down by 1.
Oh no!
Oh, no.
Well, that's
Oh.
kind of the best. It's kind of the best that happened to me, because that would just make mine a +1. I'm not in the negatives.
Okay, so all right. So now you're just as dumb as the rest of us. Fantastic.
Yeah.
You've been
This
hit
is
with the
fine.
himbo meter.
You've been hit with the himbo beam.
The himbo
Bye.
beam. The himbo trophy.
You won one
Exactly.
too many trophies in high school, and now you are just a himbo.
Oh, no, I got too
won-
many concussions.
You got one too many trophies in high
Yeah.
school, and now you peaked there.
But,
Oh,
but on
no.
the bright side, you've
No
got
high
some
school
high
peaking.
Oof.
The high school people.
There you are.
Too real. Stop it.
Thank you.
I love you.
Thank you for the good table, Purple.
Thanks, Purple.
Thank you, Purple.
Thank
You made me dumber.
A himbo in the making. As you, so that perception roll, what all of you do here is a familiar refrain, not being carried on the wind, for the wind isn't there, but the sound from the trees. Hope buried in the ever dark, we come to lead the warm across the ice into the arms of darkness. Whispering,
Brom draws his sword.
circling.
Can I use
As it
detect
follows up.
magic?
You may.
I use detect magic.
The only magic that comes up is that along your party. So no unexpected magic flares into vision. The 17 perception. You can hear just faintly the crunch of snow or snapping of a branch every once in a while as this voice circles you.
Oh, great. It's circling us. No thanks.
After it gets to the end of the refrain, you can hear what sounds like something moving away.
Well, I guess it's gone. But I doubt it's gone. We're not that lucky.
We never are.
Stay on your guard then. Continue moving.
On your guard, continue moving. Your clone repeats.
And just. Does that mean we now have 4 Metalgard greatswords? a grand total of 4 giant swords? Because I have 2 still.
Your clone has as many swords as you do.
Oh, God.
That's amazing. This is
Very
good.
Does anybody want to fuck with us? Like, seriously? Bring it.
I bet this like moose will be like making some angry like horny deer noises and like charging us.
It's all right. I have a plan for the moose. I too have antlers, you see. I will attempt to mate with it.
Oh God! No, that wasn't what I thought of. No!
That's not what I thought you were going to say.
Another couple of hours of walking. You rediscover the appropriate trail. And what should have been a 3, maybe 4 hour walk quickly gets to 5 hours. And you can hear the wind pick up again. You hear a familiar sound of a blizzard moving your way.
Oh.
Oh
This
no.
again.
But as
I'm
you
go-
do, the trail turns, comes through a clearing of bushes, and you find yourself immediately just a few dozen feet away from a small chapel sitting on stilts. It's somewhere between a rustic log cabin and a small town church. It's not completely destitute. Most of the windows are still intact, but quite a few toward one end are broken out. There's a small outhouse outside of it, a number of trees and bushes, and the back left section, the northwest section, hangs partially over a cliff that drops several score feet down to the tops of the trees below. Very hard to see at first, but something that is clear is a symbol of Lathander over the top of a
Oh.
doorway. Something Brahm immediately recognizes, and all of you, knowing what to expect, recognize as well.
Brom smiles.
Didn't expect that out here.
This must be what we're looking for. It looks abandoned, though.
One way to find out.
I
Together.
think it right on time. Does that seem too good to be true to anyone else?
Nothing's too good
Yeah.
to be true here, he says, shrugging.
I also wonder about that. Mirth kind of comes over and cranes his neck to look up at the thing. How tall are the stilts?
Let me double check before I say. They're not particularly tall. It's up about,
Like for the snow, kind of, to stay over. Is that the idea?
it's hard to say why it was built up like this. The snow doesn't seem unusual. The cliff is unusual, and its proximity to the cliff is a bit unusual. But it's up, not too high, about 5 feet up.
What is the symbol of Lathander? Is it carved or is it painted? Because this establishment sure is derelict for the golden boy.
So typically, you would expect to see a shining golden or brass sun. This one, it's not gold or brass. It's mostly a metallic silver. But it's possible that there was some gilding on it that has rubbed away over time.
Mirth looks at Brahm and says, do you detect any presences? Anything?
Brom's gonna go investigate and also use detect evil.
Okay. Now, detect good and evil now finds a very specific group of creatures. Do you have that open to tell me, or do you want me to grab it?
It finds like fiends and outsiders, I think, something. Let me look.
I'm gonna aberrations, celestials, elementals, fae, fiend, or undead within 30 feet of you. At the moment, none of those things trigger.
All right. He's also going to investigate with a 17. His only good roll today, I guess.
17. So what are you investigating? The outhouse is in front of you. The cabin's a little bit further. There's a stack of wood next to you. Let me know what you're trying to ascertain.
He's going to check the outhouse to see if there's any footprints or anything showing this place is actually inhabited.
You take a look around, and no, there are no footprints. There doesn't seem to have been any movement here for probably quite a while. At least since the last blizzard. You open up the outhouse door. It has not been used in quite some time. And when the door opens, there is a fluttering of wind that passes through. And when it does, there are some papers sitting along the side. At a glance, they seem to be blueprints, notes, a lot of them crumpled up or scratched out.
What's on the blueprints? Is this toilet paper or just normal paper?
Brahm with the 17, you get the impression that this is paper that has been recycled for other use and no longer has useful ideas to whoever wrote on it.
Interesting. Brahm is going to take these blueprints and examine them because they're probably useful, and comes back to the group and says, I don't think anyone's been here for a while.
I share that assumption, but I do think we have to gather around for a bit if we can.
Sure, there's more information. I bet something happened to him.
And with a 17 that's high enough to get a gist of what the blueprints are, they're all weapons of war of some kind. They appear to be either vehicles or creations, weapons, everything seems very violent about it.
Well, let's go on inside.
We won't get any answers out here.
Yeah, before we go in, does the wood pile look disturbed at all? Like, some stacks seem higher than others, like people have been taking in wood to keep warm in there.
You get the impression that So there's still some wood left, but it's
I'm
not
gonna
completely
cut
full.
Deke a slice of pie. Just 1 second, then I'll be right back.
Okay. There's some wood there, but not. It looks more like it's been there for a while. Not overly long, like it hasn't rotted away.
Mm-hmm.
But it's ready to use, covered, been partially used.
Yeah. I think Historia might take a couple of the pieces of wood just to take inside with us, just in case.
Sure.
Yeah, maybe we can sit out the blizzard in here.
I think seeing Astoria grab some wood, Azrael will go over there and kind of gather as much as he can carry.
Okay.
Which is a lot.
I carry like a large
Yeah,
creature.
it's just like Astoria
Half a
like,
forest.
has like Astoria just has like a couple of them, and then like she turns to see Azara's with like just armfuls.
Gunk. Just
Right.
just waddling behind.
Yeah, like, oh my god, the copy wouldn't have anyone, and it's just holding his arms.
It's
like
just
that.
holding his arms up like this.
The copy does have what appears to be wood on their arms,
Hey.
but there was no wood left for them to pick up.
Oh, so it's just it's
Interesting.
fictional wood. It's fine.
So the copy is holding whatever I'm holding.
Hold me.
Hmm.
I don't think this requires testing later, actually.
So yeah, you're able to collect all of the firewood.
Nice.
All right, inside then, I believe.
There is a short ramp off to one side that leads up to the what you suppose is a porch that is not in the best of condition. The short flight of icy steps lead to a walkway that has started to fall apart.
Oh. I don't know if this will hold Azaris.
That's certainly possible. He says, kind of like testingly putting a foot and putting some weight down on it.
The step seems to groan in protest.
Ooh, yep, that's a no.
It holds your
Well-
weight, but it is groaning.
How about you all go first, and then afterwards, I'll try. That way, if things go wrong, you're already up there. We can try something else,
And the worst thing that could happen is you fall through and then your legs are just underneath.
which would be unfortunate, but not that bad.
Yeah. Okay. Well, he looks
you all.
he looks at everyone else. Martha's like, well, puts hands on hips and looks at everyone but himself. Time
Brom
to
is
try it
ready.
out.
Brom's gonna go climb up with the rope first. Or
You're gonna
walk
skip
up.
the steps and
Well, no, he'll use the steps carefully-ish.
Okay.
But bring some rope with him
Carefully-ish.
in case it breaks.
sure, feel free. You've got full control of your token, I believe.
Sorry, I've been distracted by reheated pie that I made yesterday night. All right. Ta-da. Okay.
You can hear the steps groan as you walk, and the boards creak and pop beneath your weight.
Brom weighs about 300 pounds with like his armor on, so
It is protesting badly.
Well, if it
Brom!
Brom, you two should be fine.
Brom, you're too heavy. You should get down from there. It might break.
It's only a
Um,
6-foot drop.
I'm fine.
You could sprain your ankle
Is there a door?
and your
here?
pride.
There is a door there, and there is a window. And as you pass by the window, you can look in quite easily. This window is intact. The glass is frosty, and there are the tatters of curtains just on the other side. So you don't get a perfect view of the room, but you can see quite a bit of it. Inside, there is frost that's covering a table and a bookcase. There are some kind of tools sitting on the table on top of a stack of papers, and a single page fluttering with a hammer barely holding it down.
He's gonna wait for the others to come before trying to open the door.
Okay.
So
Why are the Azeri running around each other?
I don't know, but it's so
Play with your-
distracting.
Stack your dice like a normal person at the table.
I'm shuffling them around, and now I can't tell which one's which.
Foxy, please.
I don't know which is the
Be a
real
normal
Lazarus
person
now.
and make a tall dice tower quietly until it's
All
your
right,
turn.
listen, okay? There was a Violence episode where I literally ate my mic on stream. I don't want to hear this from you all,
Yep, I
okay?
remember that. Oh my god. But no, it's like because I'll see it on here and then I see it in the corner of my eye on stream that I have up here. So I just see it twice.
I'm so sorry. I'm gonna behave now. I'm so sorry. Y'all should go up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Astoria, do you look like you're eager to go up, or does it look like you want Mirth to go first?
She's fine going.
Okay.
Here we go. How the steps look.
They're groaning and creaking, not as loudly as they did when Brahm went up.
Okay. Cool. I'll just keep walking
Astoria probably weighs half as
carefully.
much, so
Yeah.
it's gonna be okay.
Just carefully
As you
going
get to
across.
about... Oh, sorry, I thought you were going to click one more.
Oh,
It just creaks.
okay.
Uh-oh.
As you get one more, you can feel the entire section between you and Brahm starts to bow just a little bit.
Oh, Brahm.
Okay.
forward.
I'll
Space
just
out,
step
space out,
back.
space
I'll
out.
just, yep.
Okay.
I'm just gonna step back.
Brom's
Flatten out like
gonna
a polar bear.
Brom's gonna open this door then.
The door resists a little bit, but more from being coated in ice than anything else. There is a pop, and bits of ice fall from the doorway above you and tink on your shoulders, on your armor. Inside, I have to get rid of that thing. Sorry. Inside, you see what looks like an abandoned workshop. There are the tools on the table. There's a bookcase off to one side. And as the door creaks open and bounces against the back wall, there's a sudden movement as a squirrel goes running out of the bookcase across the ground and through a small hole in the bottom of the floor. Azarus and Mirth, you both see a squirrel take off from underneath the...
Watch out,
cabin.
there's a squirrel.
Hello, small one.
Brom's gonna search through the papers on the desk, look for anything that looks like it's important.
Sure. The very first paper on the desk. Go ahead and, you know what? Roll me a d8.
Azarus will look at Mirth and kind of like gesture his head up the stairs.
I will go for it after this roll because I have a feeling I'm gonna bust through something.
7.
7? A single page. Oh, that's impossible to read. You take note of one page in particular. It appears to be a journal entry. And since you found it, if you'd like to read it.
Sorry, should I be reading
Oh,
aloud?
dark
or,
mode.
like,
Please roll 20.
should I read it aloud?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Oh boy, mispronunciation time. 20 Kithorn, 1391. Copper left yesterday, leaving behind a note and a snide rebuke. 3 better than 2? 2 is all I could piece together for this effort. I did my best, but his waning faith in Dawn's return has spoiled his heart, I fear. Whatever he alluded to being in his chamber is not worth my time. He is lost. Solstice dawn arrives soon. Solstice dawn. A moment which once filled me with great joy is now just a reminder of the Frostmaiden's curse. Only 2 new beings are ready for sanctification. I worry the lack of Lathander's touch may make this ritual difficult or dangerous, part of Copper's concern. The tales of darkness seeping into the very marrow of these hardy folk presses me to try anyways. May the Lord of the Dawn bless my efforts, and may that glow warm the people of this land again. I feel so unusually cold this pre-dawn morn. How long ago was that?
So today, I have it written down somewhere to remind myself. It is. Oh, I was in the wrong section. Sorry. I knew it was much later than that. It is the 16th of Nightall, 1492.
100 years ago.
So 1 year ago. Unless I read something wrong in my own notes.
Doesn't the thing say 390 something?
390.
1391.
All right, then it's 1392.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
They said 14. I was like, wait,
I
hold on,
did,
wait a minute.
and I misspoke.
Oh, good. Totally fine. Totally fine. Not a problem.
Oh.
A year ago. Huh.
With the calendar, it was actually about a half year ago.
DM, I'm gonna head up after Astoria at whatever the appropriate time is to do that.
Yep, as long as you stay essentially about 10 feet away, it seems to hold
Okay.
the weight.
All
Nice.
right, we'll just do that.
The little ones can get closer to each other. The bigger ones, the closer you get, the more it bends.
Not so
and
much.
So we
bows.
eventually get to the door.
I'm gonna let
See
y'all
what's
go
going
entirely,
on
and
here.
I'll go in on
I'll
my
just
own.
like get in here.
The floor itself creaks, but it seems much safer inside than out on the deck
Mhm.
outside the building.
Okay, Zara says you could come in if you can get in,
I'll certainly try.
but try spreading out.
Azarius will deliberately spread his legs into an awkward waddle.
No, not okay. Actually, that also perhaps would be useful, but I mostly meant your clone.
The clone is behind you 2 feet, but does not seem to add any weight.
Oh.
That was gonna be rough. All right, I'm just gonna hope I can make it on my own when nobody else around me.
It groans severely. You can feel parts of the wood trying to let go and pop and go free. But it does hold your weight well enough. You really feel like you shouldn't jump, though.
I'm gonna just kind of like slowly tiptoe Pink Panther style towards the door.
You make your way there,
Harassers.
each step protesting. But once you're in the cabin itself, it's much sturdier
I
and
made
seems
it.
to hold your weight well. There are
Okay.
smithing tools and tinker's tools spread across the table.
Any other notes of note? Other pieces of paper?
Notes of note.
You start looking around, shuffling through the bookcase. There's a number of books in there that have a layer of ice on the outside of them. They seem to be engineering manuals, reports on the stresses that metal can be placed under before bending and breaking. They are... Whoa, well, thank you, Mr. Saito.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
I'm sorry. Is that 10,000?
Wow.
That is
Wow.
10,000.
That is a
So
big number.
cool.
That's several.
So
Damn.
That's how much Azaris weighs.
I did 10,000 bits is exactly how much Azarius weighs.
10,000 bits. Thank you
Exactly.
so very much.
Whatever the conversion
math
rate is.
equivalent of that is, yeah.
We are going to generate those right now because I did have a table for that. Perfect. And
Wow.
we,
Thank you.
what we are going to do is we are going to roll 5 so that one can stay, one for Lane. So Astorius will be passed on to Lane.
For sure.
And then for Neo as well. So we are going to open this generator. And as you're looking around, Brahm, you do find something else of note in the bookcase. As you pull one of these books away, a piece of paper flutters down. It's a torn page, much like the one you just found. So roll me another d8.
3.
3. Perfect. And then I will move all of these as I reveal them up to the quest items and information. So I am going to show you that. And if someone other than T would like to read that while I... Oh, thank you, Mr. Saito. I'll definitely pass that along because he's been stressed out by the computer not working and is going to have somebody look at it. It should be fixable, but he needs somebody to fix it. So
Good.
Thank you. I'll definitely get that along the way.
Thank you, Saito.
Thank you, Mr. Saito. Got items to roll. All right.
So the text says 20 Kithorn, 1389. In a few short moments, the solstice dawn's light shall kiss these creations and sanctify them. 4 complete beings pieced together from the scrap of hundreds. Beneath the blessing of the dawn's first light, I shall make use of this artifact to reactivate a new generation of holy warriors. Evening edition. Success! And such success at that. The 4 new beings, 4 beings with thoughts and feelings they truly are, live thanks to the magics of those ancient Netherese sages and the touch of the Dawn Lord. Together they have adopted names! Apollo, Elo, Orin, and Solaire. I read that out of order on accident. Mornmaster be praised! It's your family!
Grum holds up the page triumphantly.
Ah,
There's
Azeris!
4 of you.
This is amazing!
Hmm?
I bring over, look at this page. This is you. I mean, people like you. And they have names. I wonder what they majored in.
He holds the page kind of really gently. Like me, definitely. Made from my siblings. Interesting. He kind of just slowly hands it back to Mirth and doesn't really say anything else.
What's wrong?
I'm not sure. They're like me. Definitely. I suppose it's nothing. We have to find them.
Well, what's wrong? Mirth takes your hand and says, you're still unique. You're still you. Is that what you're worried about?
Less that. It's... I had hoped to find one of my siblings, perhaps. It appears I will find only what their remains became. I should clarify, I'm still joyous for them, but it's a strange, hollow kind of joy.
Mirth leans his head on your arm.
Grum puts a hand on the other hand. So now you have 2 people. Double support.
Our love language is physical in this party. We're just hugging.
A lot of hugs.
It's the
Very
gayest
good.
party, and
We do a
I
lot of
love
hugs
it.
around
One
here.
brain cell each. Like
We
what
are
you
the
said.
most queer platonic of all D&D parties ever.
do.
There's just
It's a
cuddling.
polycule. It's very
leaning.
good.
Very, very good.
A platonic polycule.
Platonicule?
A platolicule.
A platonicule. There you go.
Oh my god.
Platonicule.
You've created a new
Sounds like a
word.
transformer.
It's what all the Azrai would have been together.
Oh my god, no.
Platonic two. They're like wah, 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 wah.
Oh
All right.
God, I can't.
So, who would like the first magic item?
Azarus.
Azarus.
Yeah.
Azarus
You-
is elected.
You may
Okay.
you may all shuffle these around as you'd like, in whichever way makes sense. But the very first one, Brahm, as you are pulling this note out, and it's Mirth is looking it over, there is a scratching clang as something bites at the armor on your forearm. And as you look down, there is a little book with teeth trying to gnaw on your arm.
Look at it, it's so
Looks at it, squints, and picks it up.
It has all the details there.
That's the
Interesting.
cutest.
That's
It
adorable.
eats
Wow.
books. That's so
And
cool.
it's rare. Oh, that's so cool.
That's very cool.
Wow.
Merry Crimbus.
Mary Cromba.
It's Crimbus. Merry Chrysler.
Stop.
Hang-
Please.
Hanging over the door,
Thank you.
there is a horn.
Ooh.
It catches your attention.
Is it? Oh, is it a musical item?
It could be.
Sort of.
Mirth grabs it, thinking it's musical. Look!
It's summon a giant elk. Holy crap. Well, a large
that's
elk,
just
technically
cool.
speaking. It says giant elk, but its size is large. If it were bigger than large, I could ride it.
Can we tell what this is? Because
Yeah,
if so,
you
I'm
can-
going to give it to Brahm.
Yeah, you can tell what they are because there's no reason to hide it.
Well, like
Um,
in character. Is,
What
we
we
just-
will say is, so this is a workshop, and each of these will have a description essentially next to it or attached to it with paper that explains what the purpose of each are.
Convenient.
That's so cool. But can you imagine Brahm on a giant freaking like megaloceros?
I can, and I need to see it.
Dude.
Bandolier of the Elements. I think we found Neo's.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yes.
A row of knives set in a bandolier, each one barely hiding its elemental nature.
That's so cool.
That's cool.
Yes.
Big fan of that. That's super
That
cool.
is neat.
Make Neo more anime.
More Ninja
Yes.
Neo.
Yeah,
Even
he's
more.
He's got to be a Japanese anime character.
He's got to become Hokage.
Oh
Yes.
my god. Believe it.
My name's Neo, and this is my journey to become Hokage. Believe it.
No, I.
Brahm,
That was so good.
so
Oh my
happy.
god.
It's
I'm
very
so
good.
happy to be part of this group, guys. And then the sad music starts playing. You guys have not heard my boy anime pro tag voice often enough.
Oh my
No, no, I haven't.
the
I don't
It's
best.
think
my,
Oh
my
my
best
God.
skill.
Believe it.
Oh,
Believe
fuck.
it.
I can't.
Oh,
Especially when they
God.
cry or are emotional during a fight. I'm gonna do that. If you guys ever let me voice Neo,
No.
I actually
I'm gonna
kind of
ruin
need
it.
Off
All I
to
can do is hear the Naruto soundtrack now. Okay.
off to another side, there is what is shaped like a dagger, but is far oversized. It's one,
Oh, it's
two,
a short sword.
3, 4, and one more. We'll do this one. So, Mr. Saito, thank you for the magic items. The power level of the party just increased significantly.
Be big now.
Hooray.
Let me see. I've seen 4. What's this 5th one looking like? What's this one gonna be?
Almost
I'm excited.
there. I am sending the picture over now.
Let's see. I'm excited. I'm so excited.
And the last one, I have to type in its name. There we go. Show to players. 5 magic items for the party.
Wow, this is and they're rare and fancy.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're really fancy.
Wow.
Oh, we can make. We got a Stargate, guys.
Yes. Fast
This is
Wait a minute,
amazing.
HP. That's the last
Oh,
campaign you ran.
boy.
Hold on.
I was gonna say.
Hold
this
on
is
a
Dane's
minute.
Favorite. Dane's
You're
like, what if they
cheating.
could teleport?
So,
What if it was purple?
Cool.
there we are. And I found a loophole in my I don't have to remember the magic items if I just copy and paste them into handouts.
That's
Hooray.
true.
So, shuffle those around as you would like. We'll probably have a magic item folder after this.
Yeah.
Oh, and then for the
That's right.
DM. That's right.
Uh-oh.
You get something too.
I'm gonna put it in our notes as well.
Perfect.
Anybody got thoughts on what they want particularly?
I'll take the elk.
Hell yeah.
Yes, please.
Ride
do.
that elk.
I need Brahm on a giant L. Could you imagine how fucking terrifying that would be?
That would be very meta. I'm into it.
Yes,
I'm definitely
it'd be
here
very
for it.
metal.
I'm kind of
All
here
right.
for it.
Yeah. I
Thank
think
you,
I'll
Miss-
take the gateway ring to pass on to Lane. I think that's very fitting.
Yeah.
There it
That
is.
is so cool.
That's very cool. I have no preference. I will take whatever is left.
I honestly can't think of one that feels like it's good for my boy. I gotta think about it for a bit. We'll come back to it.
Yeah, yeah.
No worries.
I will temporarily take the Bandolier of the Elements, but I'm happy to acquiesce that to Neo if that is of interest
Sure.
to him.
They are party items and can be shuffled around however you would like. So, and then I chose my item for later. And this.
Do we know what it is, or are you secretly? Are
Nope,
you not
I've got it
telling?
secretly
Oh,
held up, and it has
That
already
makes
changed an encounter later.
Uh-oh.
There we go.
Dear. Wonderful. Lovely.
So this
Fantastic.
workshop, there's also some mundane weapons. There's notes. As you decipher the other notes there, it seems like the priest artificer here was very interested in arming and equipping the obedient of Lathander to fight against darkness. So
Yeah, like, are there any particular, like, unfinished projects kind of laying around? Like, can we kind of decipher, like, what, this tinkerer might have been in the middle of working on?
the impression you get from what you found is this is more of a finished product type area in a lot of ways.
Okay.
So you're not really left with the idea that there's anything still being worked on here.
All right. Just because, I don't know, I had the thought, can I search for any, like, secret compartments, like, under desks and
Sure.
things
Give-
like that?
Give me an investigation check.
Any secret-y things?
Can I follow that up with a roll that I'm pretty sure is probably going to fail and also investigate for something
Great,
specifically?
natural one.
Oh,
I am
yikes.
rolling so badly today.
oh dear.
Oh my god.
That's
That's
pretty-
what makes it fun. Do it for the drama. Everything for the story. It's
For
all
the
about
drums.
story.
For the drums.
All about
So-
story, baby.
I will do Astorius first, and then Azarus, you can roll. Go ahead and roll whatever you want to roll, and then we'll discuss what happened
What's
after.
about to go through the floor?
Cool.
Astoria goes back over to the bookcase again, and you find a book that you feel is hollow. You can tell there's, instead of pages, it's too light, and there's something rattling around in it.
Oh, I don't trust like that. Yeah, I'll open it and see what happens, I guess.
There are a number of acorns in there. You appear to have found a squirrel's stash.
Oh my god.
Hooray!
It haunts me. The squirrel haunts me. How did it follow me to this campaign?
Coming with you.
And Azarus?
I rolled a 14. My goal was to see, because this is semi-player knowledge, but I figure it's maybe also character knowledge if I can, thinking about it the right way. Azarus is figuring like, okay, these people somehow remade hundreds of Netherese constructs into these 4 other Warforged. They probably had some good knowledge on how these things worked in order to do that. So my thought is I'm looking for any notes or schematics or anything specifically on, well, me or things like me.
Interestingly enough, and a 14 is sufficient, plenty enough, you don't find anything that even vaguely relates to the Metalgard or even Metalgard adjacent. That doesn't seem to be in this room at all.
Interesting.
Huh. Well, Brom is going to draw his sword and prepare to go into the next area.
Okay.
Yep. I think Azarus is going to do the same thing.
Carefully sneak. Well, not too close or else
Yep.
explode.
I'll go.
Is this an actual gap or can we walk on it?
It's a gap. You can step across it, though.
All right. Just going to try and open this door.
The door sticks, just like the first. But again, it cracks and it breaks. As it does, the wind blows through the entryway, and a piece of paper sitting on the ground in front of it flutters toward the center of the room. What you notice immediately is standing across the room from you, standing against the wall, is what appears to be Azarus. Or at least
fuck yeah.
another Metalgard. Of
Rumbry.
secondary note before you say what you do.
Mm-hmm.
At that black dot that you see in the floor, there is what appears to be a fist-sized black rock covered in 2 metal rings and scorch marks everywhere in the room.
Uh-oh.
The floor is black. There is charcoal scorching over the Azarus across the way. The table is knocked askew. It is heavily charred on that side closest to that black fist-sized rock. And as you glance in, you can see that there's not just the one Azarus standing there, but there's a second as well.
Uh-huh.
And that is where we're going to take a really brief break.
Cool.
So we will not be gone for long. We're going to take a very short, just 5 minutes at the most break. We will find our way back shortly. So don't go anywhere. We will see you very, very soon.
The mechanicals went home.
Oh, bundle up and you'll hear a tale of an icy trip. Setting out from Bremen town aboard a fishing ship. The monk keeps saying, yes, we can. The paladin keeps them true. A guest got drug along that day by a Thay saboteur. A Thay saboteur. Blizzard winds blew straight toward that little fishing ship. But for the strength of the adventure crew, they all would have been lost. They all would have been lost. Setting down south of the wrong town, not knowing they're too late. With Neo, Azarus too. Mirth the Flirt, and Sir Brom. Achilles Lanehart, Mercutio now kidnapped who? Here in Cold Hand's warm hearts.
Thank you for hanging out. We find ourselves back at this abandoned chapel, this black cabin, where apparently more than a few Azurai have been found.
Yes.
So, Brom, you open the door. You see 2 figures that appear just like Azarus, a black fist-sized something on the ground with 2 metallic rings around it, and char marks all across the room.
Ron opens the door, looks at the Azurai, and raises his hand and says, designation friend, very loudly.
There is no response.
They're probably deactivated, but he'd prefer not to be terminated if they aren't. He got an investigation roll of 15, so
15?
he's gonna he's gonna take 1 step in and look around.
Okay, so with a 15, there are a couple things that you notice. First, the char marks are very obviously originating from the black fist-sized stone with the 2 metallic rings around it. The 2 figures that look like Azarus with a 15, they seem intact. They seem to have every piece. There are scratches and marks and damage on them, but they seem to be intact. And then the other thing you notice is the floor directly in front of you, or before that. So between the 2 windows, there is a charred remains of a human of some kind, or at least a humanoid. And the floor directly in front of that, all around that black stone, is it appears incredibly weak. Probably even weaker than outside along the boardwalk.
Okay.
Mage hand? Question mark?
Yeah, let's do
What
that.
if Astoria and I mage hand together and we can lift it if it's heavy?
I'll need to weigh in first.
Oh.
Brom
That's
is
all right.
Brom is going to try and investigate this corpse over here.
Okay. Let me make more clear where you notice a weak floor before you walk up there.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be because you did roll high enough to see it. So it would be a real damn shame.
Yeah, don't do that. Hey, Brom puts his hand up and says, weak floor, and moves away.
Warm
this way.
heart.
He's going to move over here.
Sure.
Is this a window right here, DM?
That is a window, yes.
Cool. How well built is the wall looking around this window?
The logs that the cabin are made of are pretty sturdy. You're fairly certain that if you tried, you could probably brace and break your way in.
That's the game plan.
All right, go ahead and give me a strength check.
Yeah, I will do that. I will also go ahead and Azra's is gonna just kind of like place both hands, one on like the outer frame, one on kind of like the lower part of the windowsill. You'll see kind of some blue runes glow out around his shoulders and chest as he activates his frost rune. So I get a good old +2 to this.
All right, go ahead.
Here comes the just strength or athletics specifically.
Athletics is fine.
Cool.
Here comes the boy.
That is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. There is the popping of the wood as it breaks away between your hands, and you're able to break open the window enough to step through.
He just rips open a kind of roughly medium creature-sized hole and just slips his way through and kind of almost weirdly, maybe even half jokingly, points a hand back at Astoria, kind of like a, if you don't mind.
Certainly.
He'll just break his
Walk
way
on
in.
in, I guess.
Yep.
We avoid the weak floor by going through the window. I mean, literally going through the window.
Mirth squats down at the edge of the weak floor. Is it? Hold on, I'm going to tap it. This is the black thing? Question mark.
That is the black
This
thing. And you're close enough to it. It looks like a fist-sized piece of coal almost, except not.
Detect magic.
Welcome to playing D&D.
Yep.
It is
Sorry.
incredibly magical.
This is incredibly magical.
In your eyes, this is shining. Probably
Oh, fuck.
brighter than anything else you have ever seen.
I
And
need it.
it's not Chardolin.
It is not Chardolin.
Hey,
It is not Chardolin. Can I
hey
have
DM,
it?
can I
Don't
make
touch
an
it.
in-character assumption on what this is? And if it's right, I'd love it if you told me I'm right. Because I think my character would know this. If it's wrong, I'm fine with you telling me I'm wrong. Adverus will look at it, like just look and kind of stop and just. It's a power core. For one of me.
In some ways.
Oh!
Yes. Oh, jeez.
Oh.
So, also question, just and maybe just a little bit to jog memory too. We saw a lot of scorch marks in the attic, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
Are
yeah.
they similar to the scorch marks we're seeing around, like pattern-wise or anything like that?
Only in the sense that 2 bullet holes would look like bullet holes.
Okay.
No, just from a GM to player, no, that would be. No, they're not directly related. And Azarus, looking at it, that sense that it's a power core, there is something very true about that.
Mirth's eyes are shining and his little creepy lizard hands are inching. And he's like, actually, they're kind of elegant, beautiful musician hands, but I like the idea of there occasionally being a chibi version that's really stupidly drawn. And so I think he's reaching out, like, gimme, gimme. He's like, look at this. It's so magical. And then he's going to use Mage Hand. I am sure it is not strong enough to do this, to try and scoot it closer off the weak floor. Come to Papa.
So Mage Hand is 5 pounds.
Yes.
And this
It's probably like The
It's-
100 pounds.
No, it's not. It's right at that limit. The mage hand
Oh,
can scoot it, but won't be able to lift it up.
Can
So
we get a second
question,
mage hand?
2 mage hands. You know?
2 mage hands working in concert are able to.
Perfect.
Nice.
They must. The
Ah.
bards must be in harmony.
I feel like we
Harmonize
could
the
be in
bards.
harmony.
Yeah.
We're in harmony. Do you
I
want us
actually-
to roll for harmony?
I kind of love the idea that, like, in a moment of trying to synchronize, Mirth just starts like humming a tune, and Astoria kind of just picks up on it as an effort to kind of like just
So we, like,
keep themselves in sync.
harmonize?
Like,
Like
no
secrets.
words, no, just like a quick glance, a glance back, and then just Mirth kind of just starts humming.
Yeah.
And I don't know. That's how I say that in my head. Apparently,
That's how it happens.
Okay.
And let it be so. That's so good.
I don't know.
Brom's
That's
going to
right for
recommend
me.
not touching it since it looks like it exploded that guy. and
It
turned
looks
into
so
ashes.
touchable.
That's why the mage hand touches it, and we see if it explodes.
Could I have a perception check from everyone?
Oh dear.
Oh.
My dice have gone to dice.
Oh, I
jail
rolled
every
good
single-
again. Dirty
Did
20.
you?
11.
All right, we're gonna try this again.
I
See
rolled
if
a
can
normal
roll
20.
We're gonna
Oh,
see if
we
I can
love
roll above a
those.
6.
It's 23. But I probably
Yay.
wasted it on this one.
15. All right.
Okay, though.
So
The first 20 I've rolled in quite a while. Thank you.
Azarus and Astoria and Mirth all catch out of the corner of your eye movement. Over by the, well, in fact, right behind Brom, who doesn't notice it.
Oops.
There is a ethereal figure wearing a robe, scrutinizing this figure of Azarus standing nearby. It's completely silent, mostly see-through. And as it is working, you see it lift up a ghostly version of the arm. Just the forearm. Attaching it and starting to cast a spell of some kind before the figure fades. Mirth, with your natural 20, you notice just before that figure appeared that the bones over by the wall shifted slightly. Not ominously or
Yeah.
dangerously.
Mirth says, "Here, you hold that for a second," and drops the mage hand and sort of scoots on his butt all the way across the room to like peek over at the bones.
Okay. You're going to go across the weak floor?
Oh wait.
Oh.
No. Let me just take a look at my extensive
Like,
skill
don't you
list.
still have mage hand? Why don't you just put the,
I
put the
do
stone
that.
down
I
and then
put
just
the
use the
stone
mage
down.
hand?
Yes, so that makes sense. So I don't do it. No, just kidding. Okay, I do that. I have the mage hand float across the land. I make sure that you have the baby
Wait.
Simba mage hand. What?
Okay.
I have an idea. Well,
Oh.
Brom doesn't know what's happening, so he's not sure why everyone wants to go for the bones right now. But would they say that they saw something? Because it happened behind him and he didn't see it.
Oh, you didn't see it? I don't think Mirth, normally I would say Mirth shares everything. I think this is a spur of the moment thing for Mirth since it happened relatively quickly in this case.
Mhm.
So I think Mirth is like, moves the hand across the way to like kind of brush at the figure or at least where the bones came from. Do I see anything else with that stupid high roll?
You do. You see that there is a necklace wrapped around the remaining vertebrae against the ribs that matches one that the ethereal figure had.
Oh, this person got exploded. I'm gonna scoop up the necklace and pull it over.
Yep. As you pull it over, the neck kind of disintegrates, the skull falls off,
Would have
and
been awkward.
lands in a pile in the skeleton's lap, and you bring the amulet over, and your detect magic shines on that as well.
Brom, look.
What?
There's a
I
pile
see.
of bones over there, and then something shifted, and there was a specter.
A
That
spirit
went-
of some kind.
You saw it too.
Yes.
Same. And it will
should-
very much look like Astoria has seen a ghost.
We should serve him properly, says Brom. And he takes off his cloak, and he's actually going to do something even a little bit smart. My God, he can do slightly smart things sometimes. He's gonna put a couple of bundles of like provisions in the cloak, and then use it as a net, throw it out to try and catch the bones and scoop them forward without breaking the floor.
Okay. It takes some effort, but yeah, you are able to, through various means, get the rest of the skeleton across the weak floor.
Well, he'll actually put them all. Well, he'll inspect them first to see if we can get any more information, and then if there's nothing of interest, he'll carefully put it in the cloak so that it doesn't fall out and like shift and stuff.
There are the tattered remains of a robe of some kind on this figure, and as it nears, there is another page that flutters out of the robes. Go ahead and roll me a d8.
5.
5.
Number 5.
This page.
14 ESAs. 1389. 2 months without dawn. 2 months of the green aurora's nightly return. I must send my children away, for they have never seen the dawn, and I fear without the morning lord's first light they shall lose their way in the darkness. My acolyte Copper shall take them to the temple before returning to assist in the creation of siblings for them from the ancient relics of the battlefield. He is expressing hesitation about attempting to make more. So
They're a gay couple, and they adopted baby robots.
So I'm assuming this might have to get gated behind a roll, and if it does, totally, I'm GM fishing right now here. So
Yep, go ahead.
Brom, was that out loud? Did you read the thing out loud?
Yeah, he read it. He picks it up and reads it.
Yep.
I'm hoping perhaps the battlefield might, I don't know, trigger a flash of memory, even a singular image, anything I can work off of here. I'll roll something if I gotta.
Go ahead and roll a history check, but
Absolutely. I got a +3 in history. It's a 13.
13. It's not inconsistent with what you'd expect. The references to battlefields and remains of Metalgard.
All right. Kind of putting the story together here, I think. Still really not super sure how I was feeling right now, but I think he hears Brahm mention battlefield and kind of like because his blinks are so audible because they're, little metal visors, he kind of just blinks a little bit. I think I'm starting to make sense of it.
Do you have a memory coming back? What is it?
Nothing certain, but there are battlefields from the war all over this place, all over this world. It's not impossible that this engineer found one, and with his compatriots gathered up the remains of my siblings and used them to make, well, his 4 children.
Sounds like they were able to create 4 out of all the ones that are lost. You're very special, Ezra's.
I'm not sure that I feel it, but I appreciate you. There is still the matter of these 2, though, he says, and will junt his hand at the other 2 Metalgard Astoria is now moving towards. Or moved over to.
I'm just looking because they seem inactivated, right? Like, is there anything that Story could discern about activating them?
Looking for the on button?
Yeah, where's the on button?
Give me an Arcana check.
Okay, let's see if we can roll okay. Please. 15.
You have some training in magics, and often the resurrection of pieced together constructs would fall under that purview. You look around, you scrutinize, you're able to find some compartments. One's on the wrist, one's on the leg, one's at the back of the neck. All of them are empty.
Those cars you were talking about, because they don't have them.
Husks. Shells. Not living.
For now, right?
what about that?
Maybe they're just somewhere else.
But what about that thing? Mirth points at the big orb. It's filled with magical energy. What kind of energy? I would have used detect magic for probably the full 10 minutes to get as much data as possible. What kind of energy?
Absolutely. I wrote that down because I knew you had detect magic.
Sweet. I also want to detect magic on the necklace while I got you data collecting.
So the necklace is what does that read as? You know what? We'll just do this. Bam.
Bam.
Oh, hey, look at that.
Oh, there we go. Oh my gosh.
Yo.
It's actually really good.
Beautiful.
Ooh.
Oh shoot. Who has the lowest con? I'll write it down in our list.
You
we'll see who to give
probably.
it to. Either me or maybe Lane. So I guess one of us is getting a bit of bling. Wow. Mirth, I think that now I, as a player, and also Mirth, are not at all item hounds, but for humor's sake, I think we see a moment of Mirth take the thing and go, and then like pack it in his cleavage for a minute. It is not going to go there forever, but just for like fake greediness' sake, that kind of moment there.
I love that so much.
Amazing.
Beautiful. I guess Brom could use, I don't want to use too many things. I think Lane needs something, but Brom could use it too. His cons of 14.
Yeah, we can talk about it off screen. So
Mhm.
is my
I'm
suggestion.
just
Don't
kinda-
worry.
I agree.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
So the two schools that come up on the item on the floor are divination and and the other one is transmutation.
Divination and transmutation. Divination? That's interesting. I wonder if it has something to do with Nas. Mirth is talking out loud.
Professor Stone?
Professor Stone? No.
It does not meet the description of the Professor Orb.
Okay, I was all right. I was just like, wait a minute, hold on, wait a minute.
But I love that you organically remembered a quest because I never do that in D&D. Absolutely ever. I have to like consult the Wikipedia of notes. So, but yeah, interesting. So Mirth would share out loud. So divination and what was the other one again? Transmutation?
Yes.
So, but I don't get the divination part of it. That's what's sort of mysterious about it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I say
do
we
you
try it, as it says out loud.
Try what?
Dangerous to try magical items you don't know, says Mirth, who totally was trying to pick it up 5 minutes ago.
Adris points at the Metalgard. You were thinking of putting it in there. We could try
Good
Well, Mirth looks slowly at the bones in the corner and then slowly back at the thing.
that.
Well,
Adris will hold his hand out. I'll do it.
yeah.
I can take it.
Mirth is like, yes, and is gonna kind of stand behind and away if we're gonna play this game.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hide behind a table a little bit, and I'll drag Astoria with me and Brom. Like, come on,
Yeah.
get behind, flip the table over like we're in a video game combat.
Oh my god.
I'll just swing my way right around here, avoiding the weak floor.
As you make your way over there, if everyone give me another perception check.
Oh dear.
Oh god.
What are we doing with our
This
lives?
might save our lives.
19.
Oh,
About
I got
20
a
actually.
6.
Great. 8.
15.
Dirty 20.
I can't see anything through Brom's
killing it.
armor.
I'm killing it today.
What did
Doing
you
great.
get, Heck? What did you get?
8.
Oh.
Oh, I got a
Oh.
6. We both are not lucky bards. We are
So-
unlucky bards.
Brom and Azarus, you both see that ethereal figure over by the fireplace, right over here. Hopefully that pings on the map. Doesn't look like it did. I have to. There we go.
Okay, I got you.
Over by the fireplace there. And you
Hey.
can see that they are referencing a book of some kind. And you can see they are tearing pages out and just tossing them around the room.
So I have a question about this figure, and I think it'll be answered by the following question.
Yep.
Do I recognize the figure at all?
The only thing you recognize, and that's because it has been pointed out, the necklace that was on the skeleton is worn by the figure.
Okay. So all right. So I'll just say it out loud for the sake of the other players here. Player thought is this specter here is probably the guy who built the other 4, not one of the original creators. That figure maybe has recognize a thing about them possibly. So my first thought is this specter guy walking around here is our friend who built all these things.
Yep. So
I
you
agree
can
with that.
you can see them tearing something out, and the two of you do catch another piece of paper that you can see in the fireplace.
Another piece of paper.
But Azarus, you were doing something.
Yeah, I guess Azarus will indicate to Brahms as we both saw it, just like, hey, that note there. Since, Brahms seemed to be gathering up the notes already. And honestly, Azarus has had enough reveals for today. He's a little emotionally tired.
Brom's going to pick up whatever notes he can, or parts of notes.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a d8.
And while he's doing that, I'll just grab the power core in both hands and turn to face the other Metalgard.
It is
8.
about an 8. All right. It is about 6 inches in diameter. It is suspended between two metal rings that are almost gyroscopic in their creation. There's 2 things you notice as you pick it up. The first is running along the blackened core of this device is a deep crack. And the second thing you notice is there is as you lift it up, there is this moment, and then deep within the crack, there is a light that begins to glow. And even to your eyes, even though you don't register pain the same way that others might, they're the same senses of this would hurt to stare directly into, the same way you don't want to stare directly into the sun cross your mind.
Just trouble adjusting my photoreceptors. What is happening with this?
Reroll that 8 for me, Brom. Sorry, I can't use an 8. In fact, you know what? Just roll a d4 because there's only 4 pages left.
Hey, does someone else want to come over here and grab the power core, by the way, if they get a moment? I want to see if someone else glows for when we get time.
The page you find has a sketch on it.
Aww.
Hello.
The sketch of a friend.
And then down below, there's the words.
21 Kythorn, 1389. An hour before Compline prayers, the green aurora begins to spread across the starscape above, starting in the northwest. During the midnight office, the sickly glow has suffused the sky, and my heart grew cold with the unseasonable chill which accompanied the light. Now, as I prepare for my dawn prayers, eager to teach their words to my 4 children, I find myself afraid rather than eager for the new day. The sun did not rise. Brom turns the note around slowly and stares at the face of the being there.
There are many similarities between this face and Azarus's. It seems to be almost what Azarus's face would be without the helm. If the horns could be removed. Azarus, are you still holding that thing?
Yep.
Okay. As you hold it, another few moments pass, and the light within that crack spreads throughout the entire blackened core, and it begins to grow very warm.
Oh.
All so warm, in fact, that all of you in this room can feel a warmth radiating from this item that Azarus is holding.
I have to know what this thing does.
Be careful.
I will. You should all leave the room, just in case.
What's everyone else doing? Al,
You're muted, Al.
We won't leave you. We'll just stand behind the mute button and also this table. Mirth is trying to be loyal, but also is like, ooh.
All right. Well, he's not going to force the issue. He doesn't want to get any of you hurt. Oh, boy. All right. Hey, DM, is this floor big enough to hold me in conquest mode?
Uh-oh.
You have doubts?
Whoosh, through the bottom.
I just want to shield the blast. That's all. You know what? No,
okay.
We're gonna wait. I'm gonna go for it first. And if this thing looks like it's gonna blow up, then I'm gonna conquest mode and just like hug the grenade, and we're gonna hope for the best.
Okay. So as you are holding this glowing device, you see the two rings try to move. You readjust your hands to the outer ring to try and hold on to it the best you can. And as you do, the inner ring begins to spin. The device within begins to spin. The heat begins to increase. The light from within that crack through its surface glows brighter and turns from just a brightness to a deep red. And then there is a the four of you, well, three of you, watch as Azarus is consumed in a massive ball of fire.
No! Oh!
Uh-oh.
Wait! Oh,
Oh,
wait!
geez.
The floor breaks and drops out from beneath that area.
Uh-oh.
Oh, geez.
Azarus falls. So does the other Azarus that is next to him.
Wait. Oh, fudge.
Uh-oh.
I might have a thing that could help, but I don't want to interrupt the cool moment. Oh, go ahead.
That entire area is just consumed in what appears to be a fireball that lingers for a moment before the flames rest. And Azarus, you take 80 damage.
No!
Oh.
No! Can I? Shit.
So, can I? No, it wouldn't matter. It's fire.
I wish I had done something.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Damn
It's
it.
fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's totally fine. I mean, I'm alive. I'm just not conscious. Was I ever conscious? Is that
When
how
the
it works?
fire and light disappear, the rest of you can see fresh scorch marks across the room. Hiding behind the table, it has been severely charred. There's a shadow behind you where that table protected from the wave of heat. Azarus's clone that was 2 feet behind him, and that other Azarus that was deactivated that he was standing by are all gone through a hole in the floor.
How far down is it?
Screams, like full-on shriek of horror.
Brom screams too, much deeper, but still, and would actually like dive towards the hole. He kinda, like,
Exactly. It's
slid.
just like how
Can
far down
I
is
use
it?
Dimension Door to grab him?
It's only 6 feet.
Also
I think.
huge.
Oh.
Yeah, it's only a 6-foot drop.
Oh, he didn't like fall through the word. I thought it was
Mm-mm.
like a Hollow Earth theory level of what the shittery,
This
like,
is
you
on
know,
its side
falling
anyway. This guy's fine.
Gandalf forever. Okay.
As
Hollow Earth theory.
Just, like,
Gandalf.
Thank you,
down.
Saito.
Mr. Saito tossing a D4
Oh,
in.
thank
Oh,
you. God,
okay,
I'm gonna
well.
get healing word ready. God, this is
Same.
As Brahm dives for the side of this hole, you look down and you see 3 Azarus-looking figures that are collapsed just along the side of a cliff that drops another 80 feet.
Oh fuck, muffins.
The snow beneath has melted, and the 3 are laying on rock.
Okay, so they're right on the edge of something.
Yep. Brom's actually going to. So how close are if he jumps down? How
Don't
close
do
is he gonna
that.
be to the edge of the cliff?
You'll be right
Mirth is
along
gonna
the
grab
edge.
you. Mirth is gonna
Mhm.
grab you and say, "Wait, you're too heavy." No offense, but you need to just stay still for a second and let us take care of this first, okay? The last thing we need is all of Azarus and his family from crashing, and you too. And Mirth is gonna knock on your breastplate, like with great stressed emphasis. And is gonna look at Astoria and say, let me double check Dimension Door, because if we're able to do this, Astoria, you have Dimension Door, right?
I do as well.
Yeah, all right. Okay, let's see that. Let's see. We might be able to get at least 2 of them, maybe. Oh,
Although,
son of a
wait,
gun.
can I perceive this first? Maybe because if one of the Azarus are illusory,
Yep.
that would be part of the 3.
Right.
Which is good, because illusory Azarus is.
So hopefully,
gonna be
the
fine.
illusory Azarus would just yoink
Lift
with
with
us.
the other one. Yeah.
Illusory Azarus will be fine.
I hope.
He'll be
yeah,
fine.
it's the other Azarus that's
Oh,
Hold up.
okay.
DM, how far did I fall?
Only 6 feet, but you're on the side of an edge, a ledge that drops another 80.
I could climb that
Zaris?
if I wanted to. I know that, right?
Question for you, Azarus.
yeah, but he's unconscious now.
Are
That's
you a
also
medium
true.
or a large creature?
Medium until I use conquest mode.
Please don't use that yet. Okay. There's 2 of them. We can each carry one because they're technically medium size. If we can get down
Oh.
there manually, we can each grab them and teleport them back up. If they're
But we're
unconscious.
also accounting for this other Azarus to be considered a creature, which right now I don't think that's
You
true.
have no reason to believe that it's a real
Oh.
Yeah.
creature.
Yeah.
Can you
That's
by
a
any
problem.
chance carry like 600 pounds? Or says awkwardly.
Brom can.
Um,
I'm just saying.
What if Bron just says that? And what if he says it in the third person? Bron can. like in the back.
You know, he's dumb enough he might.
Hey, in
Like
the
a
midst of all this
Pokemon.
himboing, can I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Where's the core?
It is on the ground next to you.
Cool. What's it doing?
Are you touching it?
I never let it go.
Then the crack within it begins to glow with a bright light that even though you can't feel pain, you can tell it very much be like looking into the sun.
Oh no.
I'm
Oh,
going
no.
Azarus, please.
Is the other Azarus in front of me?
Yes.
I'm gonna put it inside of it.
Okay. You open up the chest case of it and shove it inside.
And I'll close it back.
Yep.
And just look it in its eyes. Just please.
There's
As
nothing.
Azarus's circuits are pinging off of him, he's breaking down and malfunctioning from having 3 HP left.
I'm going to drop down after you. Fuck it. I'm super, super duper coming down. It's only a 6-foot drop, right?
Yeah, it's only a 6-foot drop.
I run over and I'm going to cling on to you like a small velociraptor, and I'm going to forcibly dimension door you away with me, like a hen, just
Okay.
like. Zip. And rather than, I think the floor. Let's see, how messed up is our floor right now? Can I bring him with me back in the hut, or should I just like?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
have
somewhere else.
so much distance. Like it's
Essentially,
like 500 feet.
It's a ridiculous amount of distance. You can put yourself just about anywhere, but it's safe to assume that everything from those holes to the west is unsafe.
Wait.
Okay, so like.
You want
Can
us
I-
like over here somewhere, probably.
Okay, then let's come over here. I'll just bring you like bloop style right back up there. And I think oddly, I think I'm like sitting on you as opposed to carrying you, like bloop, kind of a
That's
thing.
fine.
And I think I look down into your face and I'm like, Azarus? And like, are you scorched to shit?
Oh, no question. He's like scorched. Honestly, there's probably even some damage to like the facial mask. Like it's probably peeled away a bit to a degree. There's some circuits that are whirring in ways they shouldn't. Like
Yeah, he's probably sizzling a little bit.
yeah,
still.
it was bad. Like it was bad.
Oh, Mirth does a healing word on you and is gonna pour a potion in your body.
In your body.
I feel like that shouldn't work, but you know
It
what?
does.
It's fine. I'm not gonna magic. Okay.
It's magic.
Guess what, Azarus? You get like Brom runs up and does like double hand.
12.
You get
So you get
35
12 hit
points.
points.
All right, that's a lot.
35
guys.
plus 12 plus, what is that, a d8? Hold on.
All right, that's too much, guys. give
No,
me
how-
numbers,
plus
please.
How's it
9.
look, though?
So that's 9 plus 12 plus 32, 8. What was it? What did you get, Jera?
I don't know numbers, y'all. I don't know these.
Oh no, I was asking
Yeah.
T. You don't have to do any math, you're dead. We're gonna take care of it. You don't need to do math when you're halfway dead. That is the gift of practically being unconscious. All right, let's see, 12. Art major, so this is gonna take a second.
English, dog. I can't help you. I ain't gonna lie to you.
9, okay. 21 plus, what was it, Jared? What did you get?
Brom gave him lay on hands 35 hit points.
35. Okay, so you get a total of 56 hit points back.
Oh, cool,
And
that's
if
most of my health
Astoria
pool.
didn't need, Astoria, did you do a healing as well?
How
Stop.
is-
I'm good.
how's
I'm
your-
please.
Oh, okay.
I'm
If
okay.
you're-
I'm not
are
We
you
full
want
health.
you rebuilt.
No, I'm not full
rebuilt.
health. Stop.
Too bad.
Over-
Second level healing word. You can't stop me.
Ugh,
Over
God,
time.
fine.
And as the healing pours in, Azarus's
7.
chassis and damage reknits.
He needs mouth to mouth.
Why
He
have a
needs
mouth?
some milk.
There is no visible
Somebody get
mouth.
him some milk.
I don't think I have a mouth.
I don't think you have a mouth either.
Well, yeah, I think as he's kind of like, he definitely doesn't resist or contest being bamfed out of the hole. That sounds really weird. I don't know why. But I think he kind of just, as he comes to, is letting you all heal him. He just, yeah, I'm sorry. I think he's just not going to say anything right now.
Yep.
I think
That's
he's just
okay.
quiet.
The clone appears behind you. Just like you, it was severely damaged and knitted back together over time.
Let's go bring back the other one.
Oh, like
too.
Stories has just been kind of watching if anything's happening down there.
Nothing
Yeah,
happens.
stick our heads underneath. Is it unconscious? Is the thing glowing in the other one's chassis?
The glowing stopped. There appears to be nothing happening.
What did the divination do, though? Mirth wonders.
It was damaged, the core. It had cracks in it. Whatever it was supposed to do, it can't contain its own magic anymore.
Shoot.
Is there a way to safely transport it?
I don't know.
Well, I don't know about safe, but we've got a sled.
Also true.
And we've
Looks
got
like-
people who are better this kind of thing than we are. Clearly.
It looks like it was being handled that activated it all twice.
I'm looking through our contact list mentally, and I don't know.
I would say one of the wizard girls, but I don't trust them.
That's exactly it. Like, I don't want to have to owe them more than we already do. 'Cause
What
they would
happened to
be like,
old boy we met in the attic? Copper
copper
whatever.
in them. We have them. but can we?
Copper balls or whatever.
But can
Wait,
we?
is this
Can
the
we
same
text
copper?
him?
Wait,
no,
is
that's
this
different.
the same copper?
No, that's different. That's a different bull. Copper, just
Copper's
copper
this
is
guy.
a guy working with this dude here who's
But the
very
other
dead
guy.
now.
Yeah.
The other
other
guy
guy.
is a halfling. I
Yeah,
think.
the hairy one.
Something copper somebody.
Copper's a gnome,
And
a
he is
former priest of Lathander.
Okay, so maybe that's
Yeah,
the same
then
copper.
I bet he's the same guy.
Probably is. I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe
'cause
we bring it back to
Macretus. Macretus, is that the other guy?
Macretus
can't
is
remember.
Copper's friend. Yep.
Yeah.
Copper's lover. Okay. Well, either way, we need to find someone who's proficient in these kinds of things. But we can bring Azerus's fellows' bodies with us. And we could bring them somewhere where we could revive them. Mirth says, and he's kind of wringing his hands as he realizes, I make music. You know what I mean? Like, I do songs and I can dabble in magic, but Mirth is starting to realize that, like, just because he's able to access some magic doesn't mean he's an expert in it. You know what I mean? This brings to mind Jack of all trades, master of none, hardcore.
Mhm.
This is where we are hitting against that hard. We need a specialist.
We do.
Well, I
From,
want to see what Azerus wants. I don't want to bring around Azerus's people without getting his input on this.
Brom
Come
actually
back up.
hasn't made any in-character comments. He's kind of like hugs Azarus and is kind of like leaning against him. That was his lay on hands. He hasn't really moved since then.
Oh,
Let's see. Where's the big guy at right now? Good question.
I think he's down here with the. Oops, I almost tried to. Right here.
I don't know. I'm trying to like. I think as we're talking about, like, possibly reviving them, Azarus is not saying anything. When you mentioned bringing along the bodies, he kind of flinches a bit. I don't think he would stop the idea. I think it would be uncomfortable for him, but he recognizes that if there is any chance of doing anything with this, it probably requires bringing them with him. It's just that, one, that is an uncomfortable thought, and two, I don't think he thinks there's any hope. But if you all do, then he's not going to stop it.
yeah, we don't have to. I think let's make this an in-character conversation, if you don't mind.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
like, do you express that kind of to us when
Yeah,
we?
out loud. He'll just say, like, out loud that
Yeah.
he he'll go with whatever plan you all feel because he's been traveling with you all and trusts you all. But he admits that the thought of traveling with what accounts to the bodies of his people feels kind of uncomfortable. And he also doesn't believe there's much hope for reviving them. Doesn't seem like things work, but that's just his thought.
Well, then we will respect that.
Of course.
I'm really sorry I got you blown up. I didn't think it would be that bad.
It wasn't your fault, friend. I was hopeful, I think.
You can still be hopeful. Just because this solution didn't work doesn't mean that another one wouldn't, if that's an avenue that you want to take. And Mirth, I think, just kind of clonks his forehead on your giant pauldron of a shoulder and is like muttering into the metal, like his heart rate's still like when your kid slips at the side of a pool and like almost brains themselves and like your heartbeat doesn't go down for like a week. Just like
Yeah, I think, yeah, he sort of, in response to that, kind of just, also kind of leans over a little bit and just is hope's supposed to hurt this much usually?
Sometimes.
I'm not used to it.
I'm sorry, Azrus.
All will be well in time. Thank you. Do we have anything more to gain here? Or
Go ahead and give me a perception check, everyone.
perception?
if it's the moose.
18 or 19. With
Ooh.
20, let's
bonus.
go.
Nice.
5.
Also 5.
5, gang.
It's feast or famine with these. I either roll.
We're
bad,
both
you roll
navel
so
gazing.
Brahm and Astoria, you glance up and you see that ethereal figure again. And you would describe them as frustrated as they stomp down the hallway that direction.
Mom's gonna go
Wondering
down
about
the
the
hallway.
hallway. Yeah.
He's actually gonna take Azarus's hand and kind of pull him that way too. Like he doesn't really want to leave him there.
He'll come. Why not? Kind of quietly follow behind.
There's a door to your left and your right.
right.
Let's take door number 1.
Open it. Oh, are these just windows or are these doors?
Those are doors also.
Oh,
Well,
Okay.
Well, the trouble is,
make
might
room
be-
for everybody else. Yeah.
over there, yeah. Just
we could like maintain them open.
also
The-
a thought.
Northern room has gnomish proportioned furniture. The bed, the fireplace, all are slightly askew. A dresser off to one side still has the drawers open. Not completely empty, but clothing has been rifled around and thrown out. There's some robes and various other items still sitting on the bed itself.
Yeah.
Any papers or other objects? of interest?
Exactly. Would
Go
be
ahead
looking
and-
through the pockets, be looking under the pillow, under the mattress, all the hidey places.
You two give me
20.
an investigation. A 20?
Right.
Natural
I'll see how
20.
I do just to see.
Yep.
Just to see. It's not gonna go well. 8. Yeah.
Eight.
No.
Whoa.
So-
You have a
Plus
plus
5.
5 and you.
Astoria
That's
is
really
over
cool.
by the fireplace, trying to see if there's any loose bricks, looking up the chimney, trying to find any of the common hidey holes. Brahm, you lift up the pillow, and underneath the pillow, there is a metallic ring
Oh.
that looks very, very similar to the two that were wrapped around that black device in the middle of the room.
Rom very carefully picks it up.
It's unusually cold to the touch, but does not appear dangerous. The outer edge of the ring is covered in runes, arcane runes of some nature or another.
found it, he says.
Yeah, looks like the others.
I think it was missing, and that's why it didn't work.
Are we sure there's only 3?
There might be more. We should keep looking.
Mhm.
He holds it. Oh, good.
I was going to do the other bedroom, but go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
We're looking there too.
So
Double bed.
Azarus and Mirth make their way into the other bedroom. Right? Is that what you were doing?
Yeah, I'm going wherever Azarus is gone.
Okay. So you two go in this other bedroom. Everything is much larger, human proportioned. It would make sense that this is likely the room of the skeletal figure. Off to one side, there is a table against the wall that has sketches of. Actually, I'm going to wait until Foxy sticks his head back in for what the sketches are of. But what you do notice is there are fluttering pieces of paper on the bed. 2 of them.
Let's check out those pieces of paper.
Check them out.
Go ahead and 1, 2, or 6.
Can I just pick one?
Yeah, just pick 1, 2, or 6.
2.
2.
Because Azarus and I.
So there are 2 pages on this bed. This is the first one.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Something.
And this is the second.
Oh,
Oh my gosh!
there he is.
In the second, you take a look and you stop and think a little bit about the gnome that you saw in the attic at that chapel not too long ago. And if the beard grew out, and if the eyebrows were untended, and if they were shoved into a fur-lined coat, yeah, that might be copper.
Yes,
Azarus.
absolutely.
Azarus,
Good.
you and I found this paper because we went into the humans' room.
Oh, cool.
So we
Human.
found this.
The human's room.
The
He found
humans'
some
room.
things.
Nice.
He found a picture of the boyfriend.
Oh,
So
That guy
if,
that we ran into.
if either of you would like to read those 2, because they do have words down below.
The fog of war is really messing me up, but let me see.
Oh, sorry.
I just.
That's
think I just
okay.
closed the back. So here we go. I got it. Yeah. Do you want to do 5 or 2 or 6 or 1?
You do one because it's longer.
Gotcha.
Bye.
I will stick you in the correct room. There you go.
5 Eliant 1388. Though I have searched these lands for 2 years now, I've yet to grow used to the early arrival of winter in these northern lands. Blessed news at last. It seems the walking war machines mentioned but twice in my studies of ancient Nethril are true. 2 yester eves ago, our expedition witnessed an avalanche close to our encampment. With the rise of the sun the next day, the Dawn Master granted me an oracle. Morning light shone upon the exposed mountain face and a reflected glint caught my sight. Yesternoon, we arrived at the divine location and found a massive 2-handed sword. Around it can only be described as an ancient battlefield, dumping ground, or mass grave. Soon, I hope to test the power of the Midsummer Dawn Star, the mithril given greater purpose, to give rise to a new generation of warrior knights. My praise is the added rings may focus and contain the power sufficiently.
As Azarus reads that, you have a flash of memory.
Uh-oh.
A
I
battle
love cutscenes.
impossible to gauge the scope of. The lands of Icewind Dale green with grass and forests. War breaking out between you and your kin against monstrosities. The battle does not go well. Fighting non-stop, day and night, day after night, day after night, for 3 full weeks without pause. In the end, few remain standing. All have been scarred. And you look about across the tattered remains of all who you've ever known who stood beside you, and see none standing. The vision fades.
Just me. Just me. I remember the war. This place was green once. And the void, the horror, the way we turned it back. I remember it. Just bits of it. But I remember. I have searched long for so many of my kin. And I am the last one now. Last of the Metalgard. For certain. I'm not sure what this feeling is. I'm sorry.
Mirtha's just watching your face and listening.
The cabin around you fades again. You find yourself standing in a great hall. Before you, robed and majestic, are those who you feel, let's say, a parentage to. There is something about them that evokes a sense of creation, of purpose, of belonging. And their long, glittering robes. 3 of them walk down. The first begins to look at the damage that you took in battle. The second assesses an injury to your forearm and pulls out the core that is there. A small piece of metal. The third looks at you and says, Very well done. You've achieved your purpose nicely, warrior. You have slain, without stop or pause or mercy. You are an example. We shall make a new line based on you. You showed exactly what you are supposed to be. A destroyer. And
No.
the vision fades.
Seeing whatever look is on your face, Mirth sort of nervously shakes your hand, and his voice floats in that way that they do in TV shows and shit, where he's like, Azarus?
As the vision fades, I think Azarus just kind of falls over to his knees.
What is it? Did you have another vision?
There were more of me. Not my siblings. More of me. More destroyers. More weapons. But what were we used for? What purpose besides turning back the void? What else have I done?
Mirth is just very much listening and holding space. He has no idea what to say, because this is you're such an ancient being. It's so beyond. His kind doesn't even live to be 80. This is way beyond the scope of his lifetime. So he just sort of looks at you.
And at that point, Brom walks in with the extra ring and is like, "I found one."
I love Rob so much. He's my favorite.
So stupid.
I love him. I love him so much.
I found it.
He's just so adorable. Just like I'm just imagining it's like really somber anime music playing in this very, very intense moment and just record scratch. I found one.
That's exactly what he does. Just like busts through.
Just through in the
Oh,
doorway.
yeah.
I found one.
Kool-Aid Man.
He's like, "Jock powers, go!"
I love him so much.
Football
He's my
star.
favorite.
Oh my
Oh,
god!
I love
you know
him.
What? He totally is. He's like that, like high school football star guy, except like a dude.
Oh, he's so great.
Oh, I loved the really nice jock, the one that was like, "Hey guys," but also, yeah, we love that
But
guy.
also, like,
Mhm.
That guy.
Yeah, I think that's enough to get Azrael to kind of like break his reverie a bit. He'll rotate his head around and look at Brom and just
Brom's like, Brom didn't get the mood at all. He's like, he's holding a ring.
You're so cute. Yeah, Azarus will get back up and like look over at Mirth and like very deliberately wrap an arm around to kind of like give him a very firm, solid hug and
Mirth
reach out.
just sloth baby koala onto you, like hard
Aw.
hug. Like he wishes he could do something more.
Reach
And
up.
I think he mutters, "I'm sorry," but like really quiet and like sort of like, "I'm sorry," because this is just tragic as shit. He doesn't say that part, but this is how it is, you know.
He'll reach up and like, pat Brom's head as well. Just, what did you find?
This, I think one of the rings is missing, maybe? He says, like holding it up
Hmm.
from the core. It was hidden under a pillow.
Azarus will show the page that he found, the page 1, which has a picture of the complete dawn morning star stone thing. That, and you know what? Nope, this is important narratively. I'm gonna get it right because I feel like you put a lot of effort into this HP. It deserves to be held up properly. I'm gonna get it proper. I'm gonna get it right. Excuse
This is
me.
fair.
Yeah, so he holds up page 1, indicating the completed Midsummer's Dawn Star. Just, I believe it's more than a core. I think it's this.
Ooh,
The
wait,
image you show does just have 2 rings drawn on it.
maybe it's the wrong ring. Maybe I think there was a falling out, says Brom, holding the cold ring in his hand.
Wait, hold on. One more time for the dits. What are you saying?
Well, these men, they were priests together here, and they were working together, and they created this together, but they had a falling out, and I think Copper took this from the course that he couldn't make anymore, and he made a new one, but it didn't work.
Because he knew what I was.
I
And
think
then what
that's-
happened in that room and what we just did happens.
But this one will work if the bright one is on. If this ring is on, it he holds it shaking a little bit.
Everyone give me another perception check.
Oh boy.
Good
It's just a
break.
bomb.
This is-
It's a pipe bomb.
Well,
Oh god. I'm rolling dog shit now.
Great,
This is-
it's- Who said it's a pipe bomb in a Mickey Mouse voice?
Eh?
You.
Who do you think it was?
Pipe bomb.
Oh,
From the Harry Potter.
oh boy.
No.
Better call the IRA.
Perception
Oh.
checks. What we get?
Mr.
Sorry,
Prime,
Tor.
go to your car.
A dirty
I
20.
am running so bad.
When Mickey Mouse joins the IRA, I'm sorry.
Canon.
In Minecraft, Twitch.
In
In
Minecraft.
Minecraft.
In
It's
Minecraft. It's in
easy,
Minecraft.
Bezos. Calm down.
Oh Lord.
And
Brom,
by the way, on the perception.
you notice, and you alone notice, an ethereal figure stand from the bed, walk over to the door, passing through Mirth, who is moving perfectly and almost comically in a way to avoid seeing it as it passes by.
Ron would kind of trail this figure until it.
It stops at the door, or it reaches out to open the door, and as it does so, it stops and looks, kneels down and picks up an ethereal piece of paper, opens it, and begins walking back toward the fireplace while reading. The figure crumples the paper in its hands, throws it into the fireplace, and storms out of the room.
Is there any paper there?
As you look down, you feel around, and inside the fireplace, in the corner, is a balled up piece of paper. It is this.
Oh man, I'm gonna
There's
try and read this.
there's
Text
actual
under.
text down below.
Mhm.
This isn't
Okay,
Call of
great. I'm
Cthulhu.
like, I
You don't have to
read this.
decipher that.
Macretus. I've had enough of this damned relentless cold. I feel it creep into my bones, my head, my heart. I'm heading back to 10 Towns for a decent meal and a warm bed. I fear this endless winter has numbed your mind. Any tinkerer worth their brains can see the Midsummer's dawn star as a fool at errand. Maybe without me to incessantly complain to, you'll finally snap out of your obsession. If you truly insist on dedicating your remaining days to this doomed project, I might suggest that 3 is better than 2. I considered telling you before, but you were rude at the dinner I made last night. In my chamber, you may find what might help you in your stubbornness. What could help you if your stubbornness allows you to receive advice. May the light of the morning lord protect you, Copper. So Brahm's theory was wrong, but kind of right.
You're right about the falling out.
Oh.
But it does need the 3rd ring.
Man, I feel so nosy, Mirth says, reading the thing again, with no guilt.
Brahm is going to keep the note anyways, since this guy's deceased.
Oh,
And he is going to...
But what does he mean? 3 is better than 2.
the rings.
The rings.
Oh,
The
So we have
Midsummer's
2 now?
Dawn's- The Midsummer's Dawn
We
Star
have-
has 2 rings around it. The third one,
and we just found the 3rd.
Copper believes that 3rd ring will stabilize it,
Oh, there! Finally, I catch up. Cool.
which is exactly why we should get rid of the 3rd ring.
Why?
Let's not be hasty.
I don't remember much, but when I see 3 robed figures in a room with me and just me, they tell me and commend me for all the butcheries I committed and promise to make more with that thing in the background, that dawn star. The people who made it to make more of me believe me to be a destroyer. I don't know what they intended to make more for, but mayhap it's best there are no more of me.
Mirth grabs your arm and says, "But you're not a destroyer. Not anymore. You're yourself
love you.
now. You're a unique being. You're sapient. You're able to make your own decisions now. Whatever happened in the past, I can't pretend to understand, but I know you now, and your decisions are your own. You've grown so much since we met you."
And it's taken me 4.5 centuries to figure these things out. Do we believe the same will be true of others?
This is turning rapidly into like a pro-choice or pro-life moment here. Oh!
Yikes!
Oh.
Okay!
That's not
Sorry,
what I was thinking
that's
at all.
what Mirth's brain. Mirth is like what? Mirth is getting philosophical at this point, but it's your fault for being so heady and having such a long perspective.
Apologies?
Mirth is like,
Can we point out that Mirth also wants to get rid of the egg?
Oh
Mirth
my
confirmed, conserved. No.
Well,
what if Mirth is one of those like weird self-load? Anyway,
Nope.
you know what I mean?
Oh my
There's
God.
always that one that's like, anyway. Wow.
well,
Okay, focus on the actual plot, guys.
is there I admittedly have not known you very long, or any of you very long. I've only been here less than 24 hours.
You're doing
But-
great.
So this is definitely more of an outsider's perspective more than anything. But from what I have seen of you, you've learned quite a bit, and now you know the story leading up to you, at least more of it. But that's what I'm understanding, and I'm very sorry that, the story of everyone else like you has ended like it has. But their stories, as a storyteller, those stories live inside you still. You're the one that can pass that on. You are the one who has learned. You are the one who can continue to build that story. I commend you for wanting to know the stories of your past, but there's still so much left to build, I feel like. And you can build that with any number of these beings that you want to give that core back to. If you want, you don't have to. It's entirely up to you. But you're building something wonderful here. All of you are building something wonderful here. Just something to keep in mind.
That's a quote I wrote down, so good job. It's beautiful.
We can assemble the full core. What we'll do with it then, I don't know just yet.
The group of you walk back into the main room. There is the one door still closed nearby. I only pointed out because everyone thought it was windows earlier. So,
Is it this one over here? Because the
This-
hole in the floor.
no, there is a hard to get to door too.
Ah, okay. Well, let's go for this one then.
Right. Here.
What you got, Big B?
Brahm, as you walk into this room, it is a laboratory of sorts. The wall is covered in sketches and diagrams of Metalgard figures. There are arrows pointing from joints. There are detailed sketches of how the pieces go together. This looks like something between a Lego master and a conspiracy theorist came
Oh
together.
my. Oh.
Merce pupils dilate with excitement. Like Toothless style.
There is a fireplace off to one side. Tacked to the walls are all of the blueprints and details I just described. And face down on the floor, partially smashed, is a clay figure on top of another tattered page.
He's gonna look at the page and also try and figure out what the clay figure is.
So give me a intelligence arcana check.
That laugh.
That's the
Oh.
rueful laugh.
16.
16 is enough. You recognize it
Ooh.
as the remains of a homunculus. I was putting the accent in the wrong place. Of a
Whoa.
homunculus. It is in roughly the shape of a tiny Metalgard.
Oh,
Made of clay.
poor little guy.
And then the page
Um,
underneath is the last journal page, so that no one looks for any more
Mhm.
that you find.
28 Ches, 1389. Lathander did not shine the light of the sculptor's skill upon me. Were my task to remake these amazing machines, tools, creatures, beings, from iron to their complete state, I would have no hope for success. Fortunately, the Dawn Greeter did grant me an eye for puzzles, and the pieces I have collected from that forgotten battlefield are coming together in a miraculous manner. With certainty, no two pieces are from the same device so much as did not survive the passage of time. I expect to have 4 ready for sanctification on Solaston. They shall be more. They shall be a force for good, and they will bring light to the world.
It appears someone shared your perspective on these things.
Mirth looks at that page for a long time, and then pauses and says, if it's okay, I'd like to take these papers with us. And not because I really intend to do anything with it, but because they're so amazing and they're probably going to rot out here.
I imagine Azarus kind of almost cuts him like right at the end of the last sentence. Just, I trust you. Take them.
Mirth nods and opens up his scroll case, and he has his book holster. I'll just remind you all, he has like his unnecessarily fancy like book that's in a freaking book holster strapped to his thigh, like a quick draw item. Anyway, so he like tucks some of these papers carefully into like a scroll case, and he sets them up. And I think, did you say there were little figurines? I mean, I know there's the homunculus that was broken, but are there any other little?
That seems like just that one.
Just that one. Okay.
I have a comment. You can use the book monster to store all those documents, I believe.
It's true. We do have a talking tome now.
Oh, would it fit in my holster? No, wait. Could I double holster? Like
the dual wield books. You fucked with the wrong librarian.
I played a librarian that was a gunslinger, but we replaced the guns with
like actually like the like crossing vest thingy that like
yeah.
Yes.
But anyway, yeah. Okay, good point. I'll make a note of that for later and let you all know if we go that direction with it.
For now, Brom's going to give Mirth the rest of the papers that he has since he's been collecting them.
Okay, thanks. All together. We'll bring it with us.
So then, do we go for the core?
Brom
Well,
nods.
there was that one room in the corner if we wanted to check that. If
Yeah.
we really needed to, I can't really do this for long, but I can fly for about a minute.
You can fly?
You
says
can
Brom.
fly?
I flew once.
Not
Yeah,
Very
emphasis on the
low.
once.
I guess so did Lane, but
Oh god, that was so horrible. The moment when Lane only had wing arms and it was really
Chicken
weird.
wing arms. It's amazing.
Oh my
No
god, I
thumbs,
forgot
only
about
wings.
that.
It's amazing. Holding wings. God damn it.
Uh,
I mean, yeah, sure. I fine. That sounds like a perfectly fine plan. I think this is out of character. I don't think Azra says anything much in character. He's thinking about it a bit too much, but out of character, yeah. Fly over. Why not? Go for it.
yes,
Hey,
do it.
Well, in kind of a flash, yeah, Soria will bamf out these very glistening, feathery angel wings as an ASMR.
Brom is
and
just like has like the biggest like
Oh,
same.
I was just gonna
I
fly
think
over
Mirth
and
like
see what's going
plays
on.
a harp.
I can't be here for very long, so this is gonna be kind of a cursory look, but like.
You're an angel. I don't know if we have that word,
you're
but
so
still.
beautiful. Yeah, they call them angels are a subtype of celestial.
And we know it, so we would know what they are, right? Like
Sure.
as a word.
Mhm.
Yeah. You're an angel.
You're so beautiful, says Brom. Like
I think
giant round
Mirth,
eyes.
Thank you. And like
starts
she's trying to
tearing
be
up.
polite, but is like also trying to like inch towards the room because she knows
You're
she
like,
can't
"Thank you."
do this for very long.
Thank you. Gotta go. Please the hell up.
Thank you,
fast.
leaves.
The scent of wine fills this room, which contains 4 frost-covered barrels. As you scan the space, the ethereal figure returns again, slumped against one of the barrels, refilling a goblet while sitting on the floor.
Been there.
By
Oh,
every account, it appears they've been there for a while.
Oh.
Oh,
this is depressing.
it's getting increasingly sad.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely been there.
That's it.
Oh, well, is there maybe a goblet still around here anywhere?
There is a broken goblet in the corner, as though it had been thrown over there.
That's so sad.
Looks like our friend got pretty pissed off. Their friend took off, grabbed some, had a night to drink, and then maybe said, you know what? Fuck it. We're trying it with 2 rings. And results.
Mm-hmm.
Again,
Oh,
that's
so sad.
all out of character, obviously. But
Oh,
you know,
yeah. I
this-
think you summed it
Yeah.
up perfectly, Foxy.
So-
I think you did sum it up.
I wish
Okay,
I'd just written
well,
that instead of 3 pages of notes.
Yep. I'm just gonna fly back over and tell them what I saw, and that was really sad.
It's a sorry tale.
I'm not.
Hmm.
Well, now Azarus has the Elden Ring, so he knows what to do.
Am I the Elden Lord? Did I?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Do I
Now
have
that you
maidens?
have it, you
Do I
get
have
better-
maidens now?
Yes,
What-
well, all of us are maidens, so.
What is the plan? Are you going to add a ring and attempt to use it?
Yeah, I think.
Not right now. Do we need
I think
to
we
know?
should. Do we want to add the ring?
Add the
Let's-
ring.
Let's add the ring, and I think I'm gonna roll a die and decide on how Azarus is feeling about using it or not right in the moment.
Okay.
So let's do that real quick. Odds will. I'm not even gonna say. I'm just gonna roll it. Okay. So we climb down in the hole. I think Azarus will do it himself. He's not against it. He'll hop back down in the hole. And try to place the 3rd ring around the Dawn Star. See if it begins to like brilliantly glow again, like it was gonna blow up. And if it doesn't, he'll pick it up.
So the reassembly of the Dawn Star takes some time. To see how much, I want everyone to make an intelligence arcana check.
Uh-oh.
There are
20.
more. 20, excellent. 4, not good.
16.
16 is
All right,
good.
Cool.
Oh,
You're all
both
smart.
bards
I'm very
16.
not.
Because of the excellent rolls of the 3 of you,
It's the trauma.
between the notes in the laboratory and everything that you found, another 3 hours pass as you figure out and follow what end up being fairly simple directions for attaching these rings to this Mythalar chunk. It becomes clear in your research that the Midsummer Dawn Star was originally one of these items of power, these magnifiers of magic, a Mythalar of ancient Netheril. During your research and learning, as you're figuring out how to put it together, the divination magic that Mirth picked up from the ring starts to make sense. One of the rings is devoted to sanctification. One of the rings, the transformation element, is animation.
Oh.
The 3rd ring, and the sanctification ring, is made of purest silver. The transmutation ring is adamantine alloy. The 3rd ring, the one that's supplied by copper, is an old metal. It doesn't seem particularly interesting or precious like the other 2. It seems like something that has been repurposed instead. And it's hard to place exactly what magic is attached to it.
Is it made from a Metalgard's body?
That was my thought.
It could be. And the spell that it represents is augury. A question. You're able to attach the 3rd and have a general sense of what might happen if you use it on these Metalgard remains. Will they be what they once were? No. They're dead. Will they have a chance to be something new? Yes.
Do we want to be fathers, though?
Brom's ready. He's gonna have 3 children now.
Brom has been ready, like, since he hit like the nesting age. Brom's like, the minute he hit like 23, Brom was like, I'd like to be a parent. I think I would make a good
Look at all these
dad.
adventurers I picked up.
He's like, yes. He's I think he's only like 23. I think he's only 23 or 24 here, but yes.
Like I said, the moment you
ready.
hit 23, got baby crazy.
Exactly.
Baby fever, Brom. That's what we call you.
Exactly. He is ready.
Oh boy.
I think there's a
Oh, those pictures.
pretty long pause as we're kind of like looking at the completed object. And as you kind of like, are we ready for children? Azarus says, not children, soldiers, for their own cause. Let's use it.
Okay. This can't go wrong.
Well, it already has, so how can it go more wrong is the big question.
Also true.
Mirth flips a coin to Timora for luck.
For
Um,
note, because I didn't mention it, the blizzard did arrive and has been pounding the side of this house as you pieced together.
We're staying here for a bit.
Big hole in the floor.
hey, look, at least we have like 3 side shelter.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
And then, in order to replicate the ritual, I need either a religion or an arcana check from everyone.
Religion.
Oh,
Can we
boy.
choose?
You can choose.
Okay. Everybody pick your good ones, and if you have any rerolls from chat, load 'em
I'm
up.
just gonna, you know what? I'm just gonna hum. Everything is awesome. Everything is cool and everything, whatever. And give someone a bardic inspiration real fast to use on this. So.
Oh yeah.
I
I'll
will
give somebody one too.
Yeah, I'll give Mirth one.
Ooh.
Thank you. I'll give
Bards
one
inspiring
to.
bards.
Actually, just
I-
trade inspirations.
I'm gonna give one to Azarus because Brom already has religious vibes going on.
All right.
So that's plus
Sounds
D8. And Astoria, is it
Yes.
also plus D8? Okay.
Yes.
And it's
Alright.
Arcana or
Arcana
religion?
or religion, whichever you
Um,
prefer.
Bad at both, but here goes.
Also, Mirth has a reroll from chat.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
I got a +2 for
I don't
have
come
use.
in clutch. You know, I'm
Oh, I crit!
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Perfect.
Sorry, just sometimes the
Oh my
dice
God.
know, you know?
I
Brom
rolled
got
an
a
8
Brom got a
on my
17,
bardic
feeling the power of
inspiration.
form.
18 plus 8. Let's go.
Oh God, I hope I don't.
26, a natural 20.
Wait.
Brom,
Oh, sorry. Brom got a 17.
17. Also very good. And Mirth.
Oh shit. But I'm gonna use my reroll though.
Okay.
Okay. Please God.
That sound.
I got a 19.
19. Perfect.
Thanks to the reroll, because otherwise I'd have gotten a 3.
I know, saving our skins. Sido carrying the party today, honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
seriously.
You're
Sido's
right.
just like throws money.
was-
Fixes our mistake. This just proves my
Those
theory that
channel
money
boys.
fixes things.
Those were channel points.
Oh,
That's
we're
true.
the dang.
Everyone
so
gets
you're
channel
saving 'em
points.
up.
But that's
Everybody.
a lot of channel points.
Wow,
They
thank
are.
you.
Yes, it is.
Perfect.
Wow.
So you're able to piece together the ritual. And it only takes 1 hour to figure out how to do it. Another hour to perform it. Making it evening. The green over the sky begins to move from the northwest. You start the ritual, as indicated in Macretus's notes. If you glance up, you do catch that ethereal figure that's this time watching. A curious expression on their face.
They can see us. They're haunting the area. Oh, I thought they
They're-
were dead. We were just seeing some shit.
The ritual
Awkward.
finishes
Oh, that's so awkward. I'm so embarrassed right now.
with a
Oops.
Wait, what
glow.
happened? What was watching us?
We're pretty sure OG Macretus is hanging out watching us. We're pretty sure that's the game plan.
And laughing
Wait,
all the way,
what?
I guess.
Really?
So that
I guess
figure,
Let me the
Mirth
asshole saw me
doesn't
blow
know this.
myself
This
up.
is out of character because Mirth doesn't know. But like the impression I'm receiving out of character is that Macretus's spirit is haunting this place, not in fact a ghostly specter, but like a sentient specter, and he's just vibing, watching us try and use this ritual that he designed.
That made me watch me blow myself up. That's kind of asshole, dude. I ain't gonna lie.
Coming in, some fool stumbling in, doing this shit. Oh my god!
All I'm imagining is him just watching the the me with like Patrick Star with like the board and the nail on his head trying to build things. That's all I'm imagining him watching.
I'm just imagining him watching Azarus blow the fuck up and just going, "Yeah, dude, same."
Hashtag relatable.
Hashtag been there, dude. Hashtag Friday.
Because you had a bad day.
The light from the Midsummer's Dawn Star begins to glow again. It's still bright, but it's contained in the spinning rings between Azarus's hands. The magic of the rings is amplified by the Mythalar within. There is a flash. The two reconstructed Metalgard slowly shift from one foot to the other. The lights behind their eyes begin to glow with a warm yellow. The heads slowly turn, taking in what they see. And in unison, the two say, "Designation. Friend or foe?"
For yourselves. Always decide for yourselves. Decide everything for yourselves. You are not Midsummer Dawn Star soldiers. You are not children of Lazarus anymore. You are Twilight's children, free to live as your own, in between night and day, for as long as you wish.
The two figures' heads slowly turn, assessing each other and assessing each of you in turn. Then we shall go and decide. We shall go and learn. We shall go and be.
I wish you all the best, siblings.
What should they call us?
For you, Veritas. And for you, Solomare. The flame that watches and the truth that protects.
In unison, they look to you. And who is it that sent us?
Azarus looks back at his friends and then looks back at them. I am Azarus, the friend that saves.
And the two slowly walk through the front door and pass into the snow. And that is where we will end our game for this evening.
Yes.
You're daddy now, Lazarus.
Thank you for joining us for this trip to the Wild Azurai. We're going to stick around for a few more minutes to address any comments, questions, concerns, conundrums, or qualms you might have about how things went. I swear I did have a fight planned if we wanted to, but that wasn't.
Fights. This was so much better.
That wasn't the way it was going to go.
Honestly.
No, we had feels
So-
instead, okay?
We had feels instead of fights, which is honestly
Different
how I
kind of
prefer
trauma.
D&D.
That's
Yeah.
why I don't play D&D anymore. Anyway,
So, don't go anywhere, chat. If you have anything you want to bring up, feel free to do so. Players, if you have anything to bring up, feel free. As far as above the table goes, this is as far as thank you so much, Mr. Saito.
Saito!
Saito!
Why are you like this,
You
you
are-
beautiful human
Thank
being?
you.
You're
my
wonderful.
God.
God, I'm gonna cry
Thank
even more than I
you.
already am because it's
I
both
know.
the
I'm like,
feelings
I've been like
in a glass case of emotions.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. If you have anything you want to ask, now's a great time to. Oh yeah, everybody's included. Don't worry, Mr. Saito. Everybody's included.
Yeah, everybody's included.
Yeah, thank you.
But yeah, thank you so much. If you have anything to ask, now's great. As far as above the table, thank you. That is my plan for wrapping up Foxy Azarus's backstory. I didn't want to give you answers. I wanted to show you how I see Azarus's way forward.
Yeah.
So fucking gorgeous.
I hope that you enjoyed
My
that.
eyes hurt.
Yeah, I really do. In like even just immediate hindsight, like I feel like when you present characters who have like what seem like tortured dark backstories or whatever, the onus is to find some way to redeem that, to be like, oh, it actually wasn't that bad. It was just this, But I appreciate that Azarus's backstory is every bit as horrible as he remembers it, if not worse. Like there's no redeeming part to it. There's no like, oh, but it all turned out okay in the end. It's like, hey, you were the last one and they wanted to make more of you because you were so good at killing. So like, I don't know. I love that, but I love that it was the party who kind of ended up being the ones to push me to say like, hey, listen, don't let that get to you. Like, it's not important, And I don't know. Every part of it was great to me. I really appreciated all of it a lot, honestly. Thank you.
It was so good. And like, yes, great beats. I loved it. It was so good. It was perfect.
And all of you, honestly, I have to throw so much like credit to for that. Cause like it's, it can be hard to play those moments out on your own. Like, it's without people to kind of bounce off of or to kind of like share the feeling in. And like, even in the moments where things got quiet, like it was always easy to tell like things were being upheld and respected. Like everyone was kind of there for everybody, which I super appreciated. So like, thanks to y'all for that,
You make it a joy. I have 2 points that I would like to bring up.
Okay.
Point the first, Astoria, that speech that you gave was beautiful.
Oh
and
my God.
Thank you.
It was beautiful. It was really touching. I wrote down, so I was frantically, you guys, you should see the notes. You should check later because I wrote
Post
down
them.
so many quotes. They're in a Google Doc. I can make it public. But you guys all have access to it. If the public wants it, you can have it. But I wrote down the majority of that speech because it was so beautifully done. And
Incredible.
as far as performing, which is part of streaming publicly on a game, you nailed it. Like, that was a beautiful speech. You should consider that a high point, and is in terms of playing a game publicly, because that was beautifully done. And that was like peak improv role play, and
Legit.
it was beautiful.
Like definitely gonna go back and watch that like
It's beautiful.
later on. It was
beautiful.
so good.
Yeah, you should be proud, Heck.
No, that warms my heart. That sounds so corny on this show.
It warms your,
But I would
warms
say
your
it
heart.
anyway.
Allowed to
I
warm
would
your heart.
say it anyway.
Cold hand, warm heart.
But
That
yeah,
was great.
through a lot of the more emotional conversation, I was like, as much as I would love to just jump in here, because that's what Heck as a person would do, Astoria doesn't know these people. So I really tried to like set up like, okay, she's listening, she's witnessing each of these things, so try to take snapshots and make kind of a composite for what she thinks of everything. It's just gonna say it as one thing.
Yeah. I mean, like even looking at it in hindsight, I feel like Azarus really appreciated that from her. Not more than he would have from any of his other friends, but to hear that from someone who's not someone he's been traveling with for the past month or so, just from someone who's just been like, hey, look, I just met you. You seem like a pretty cool dude. Like that's, it kind of means a lot to him,
Astoria, you ended up being Azarus's guardian angel because you only came in for like a couple sessions, but that moment you just killed it, and also you had wings on, so that was really cool.
It was
So.
pretty
Yeah,
great.
that's why I was saying, oh, my God, Heck. That's why I asked what the gender of your character was, because I was like, man, if you're playing a boy, like
If this was a boy angel, damn it.
but no, it's a girl, so so she's safe.
It's just a higher DC. That's all.
Okay,
Oh my
point the
god.
second.
Yeah, by like a
Impossible
.000001%.
She just thinks that she's neat.
Yeah.
Oh no.
All right, guys, point the second before my tiny little brain
right.
forgets. Foxy joined us a few sessions into season 1, a million moons ago. Before this point in the Cold Hands, Warm Hearts campaign, which is based off of the Rime of the Frostmaiden module, highly customized, there was not stuff for Warforged beings. But Last HP wrote this entire storyline with graphics, with a map, with individual characters planned out meticulously from the start, and had that power of good DMs for delayed gratification to be able to hold on to that until the moment was right, and then just launch a beautiful pièce de résistance finale to this character's story, like personal storyline. Well done. That is hard to do, and you killed it.
It is the single most loved.
To add.
Sorry. Go, please.
I have something to add. Okay, not only was it that, but he made it part of like the HP universe here and connected it to Darkest Night, Brightest Light. I've just been sitting here like fangirling over that.
Which like,
oh my god, it's Slayer.
I'll even above the table this now. Like when I first saw the tweet of like, you used to tweet like, yo, I think I found Solar's backstory. I was like, oh, okay. I think he's tying it into Azarus's. When I first saw that, there was a part of me that was kind of nervous. Like, oh, is my character's backstory about to get overshadowed by like someone else's backstory? Like I was concerned about it for the barest of a half second. I don't know why, considering I'm GMing, I'm under you. I don't know why I was ever concerned, but no, this was amazing. This is the most effort someone besides me has put into one of my characters. And I can't thank you enough for that. Like
that was beautiful. Like actually that was something that I was thinking about, like as far as like my character's backstory too. Like it's like the, you know, usually like people are like, yeah, fill out the little like character survey thing, you know, whatever. Like fill in your relationships. And I'm like, okay, here you go. Here's their home country and stuff. And then it's just forgotten about. No one ever does anything.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Like
it's always nice. Then there's like some recourse throughout the rest of the plot. But yeah, that was totally incredible. All like the art and like figures and everything, just really impressive and very like carefully laid out.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. Like honestly, like I tell people all the time that my GMing style is just like a hodgepodge of all the people whose GMing style I really enjoy, with a bit more personal flair added in here or there. If there's anything that I'm like literally just outright stealing from you, and I have been for about a year and a half now, it's just how much you care about your players and their characters. Like all GMs do. You kind of have to. It's part of the gig. But like there's a level to which you care about your players and like the characters and the stories they're trying to tell. And like from like my first few sessions in Cold Hands, I was like, all right, that is the thing that I want to make sure I carry forward when I GM. And I need you to know that I emulate that from you, is all I want to say. Like,
well, thank you, both of you. As far as the behind the screen side of this, one of the things I did with all of you was we had an RP exchange before the game started. Even with Sir Heck, I sent a little bit of context that is outside of everything else. And there's been a couple times, I think most notably with T, where we did again kind of in the middle, second time. And one of the things that I wanted to do, everyone kind of had a secret or a context or something going on when all of this started. And my intention from the beginning as I did this module, because I had just been wrapping up or getting very close to the end of Curse of Strahd. And I had done the module, and, you know, we got rid of the problematic stuff that we could, and, you know, really enjoyed it. But I wanted to be much more intentional about interacting with the backstories and making that part of the module, because something I realized in all the books that I read and all the fantasy stories that people love, it's about the characters. It's not about killing a bad guy. And all the great ones, all the, you know, whether it's a book that Sanderson has written or whether it's, you know, just pick any author you want, they make the story about the characters, and there just happens to be the BBEG somewhere nearby. And that's something that I wanted to be intentional about. So yeah, a lot of this, if you read through the Rime of the Frostmaiden module after this, a lot of this is really close to what's there, but I've changed enough of it to make it personal to the characters. And there's some elements that are completely outside of it. Mirth's map is completely outside of it. Everything about the Metalgard is the seeds that Foxy planted in the backstory and the conversations that we've had and what we've built. The way that Mercutio interacts with the world is something I built with Niffer through conversation. And that's what makes it fun to me. So I am glad that that's coming through, and I'm glad you're enjoying it because I'm having an absolute blast.
Yeah, and like again, that's what I steal from you. Like there are so many GMs where like when I make characters and I'm like, all right, let me just purposefully not give a super complex backstory with like a story hook because I know I'm not gonna get it. Like let me not give myself a thing that I know I'm never gonna get. Like let me purposefully set myself up for like what's gonna be here and not add more to that. But like having a GM where you know you can say like, hey, I want this story. I want to see what happens with this, and know that your GM, whether you talk about it or not, will say like, all right, I see that, and I'm gonna uphold that and make sure that you get that because that's the part of this you're coming here for. Like that's the mark of a really, really good GM, and I appreciate that like a lot in you, honestly, like more than I think I say, honestly.
Thank you. As for the Solaire connection and that worry of overshadowing, my immediate worry was, oh crap, I'm gonna make two of my black players brothers. So
okay, it's technically even worse because we're like cousins. So like it's it's even worse, low key. Like,
but
So wait, what?
So Robotic Gentleman played the Warforged in Darkest Night, Brightest Light.
Yeah,
a long-term friend of mine. And that was one. It was a legitimate concern, but at the same time, as like that, quit being silly. Just tell the story that's fun.
Yeah.
And the thing that I intentionally did with Solaire and intentionally did with these two that you just named, Solaire helped kill Strahd. So there is this hanging question. It doesn't. So all of Solaire's, any overshadowing of Solaire's backstory doesn't really matter because Solaire's story happens over in Darkest Night, Brightest Light. But the connection that I wanted to use with Solaire is to show this is a redeemed Metalgard who went on to destroy one of the greatest evils of the realms. And so now, while Solaire's story is ended and canonically is happening, I think next year. So within the last HP cinematic universe, if I remember right, Curse of Strahd is next year. So that's why you can engage with them in the past. But that sets up that potential. You can do great things. You can save the world.
Oh my god.
Oh,
So-
so good.
So yeah. So there you go. That was a 2-year campaign to build up that emotional point.
No, it was good. I loved it. It was amazing, dude. Props to you. Props to everyone that made that come true. That was incredible.
Fantastic.
Foxy, I always love role playing with you. It's fun.
We should do it more.
We should do
You
it
were
more.
great.
Yep.
Also, I want to show off the outfit that everyone voted on to show you that I
Go ahead.
actually put it on and stuff.
That's true.
All right.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Oh yeah. So cool. The tunic. Yeah.
Big fan.
Perfection. The last thing from us, I think that's it for what I have in mind. Any last comments, questions, criticisms, or qualms before we unplug?
Just I guess to reify what Al said, I love RPing with everyone that's here at this table right now. Y'all are great. And that goes on to the two people who are normally part of this table and aren't here right now. Y'all are some of my favorite people to hang out with. And no matter what I go on to do after this, I would hope I can continue to play with all of you in one way or another.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a really good time with this group, and I think we all jive really well. Like even
This
with
group
like,
has insane chemistry. Just saying.
Yeah, like even with the guest players, it's been like really good. So
Oh, shout out to Mr. Saito, by the way.
Yep.
yes,
Thanks
It's always
for
great.
putting
Sure.
So
up
many-
a million points and stuff on us
Yeah, honestly.
and saving the day.
Nice.
Multiple times.
So many nice things done and nice things said. It is greatly
Yeah.
appreciated. Sir Heck, I will end by saying thank you so much for joining us in this guest
Thank
spot.
you.
Heck.
We'll miss
Thanks
you.
for having
Um,
me. I love being here. Like I said this in like our side chat on Discord. But I haven't said it on stream, so I'm gonna do that. This has been like one of the most welcoming tables that I have like ever been at in a minute. So congrats guys, y'all are awesome.
We love you.
Yay, we love you.
Fantastic. So that is it for us. We are going to do our outros and get out of here. So we will go over to Foxy, if you would begin. Tell us where we can find you, what you're up to, and yeah, there you go.
Hey, folks. I'm Young Foxy, formerly known as Big Foxy, also known as your favorite fox. I could be found on Twitter at Big Foxy, where you can find me next. We'll find out. But most importantly, you can catch me over at Neon Lights Roleplay, as mentioned over there in the Twitch chat. I do a lot of TTRPG stuff. The next place you'll see me is playing on Sunday. And if you thought Heck was great, she'll be there too. So you should come hang out with us while we do pirate shenanigans.
Pirates.
We're in the Violet Sea.
It's a homebrew system made by my good comrade and good friend Thay. It's the system, the setting is all homebrewed by him. It's it's a magical gas giant planet with floating islands and continents, all kinds of cool airship shenanigans. I'm a freed slave pirate captain who is just the most chaotic bi person in the universe.
Good. That's how
y'all
it
should come
be.
see it. That's Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Other than that, you'll just see me hanging around doing some stuff. April's coming, and I got like 3 or 4 new shows coming up, none of which I can talk about just yet. So y'all see me soon. Again, I just want to re-up before I get out of here. I love this table so much. You are all amazing people. You all do great things, and you should all be celebrated for that. Please keep doing the things you do. And that's all I got.
Perfect. T.
I am T, and you can very occasionally find me on Twitter. I don't really do much, but as Dr. God, what is my tag? This is a good question.
It's
Dr.
late.
Something. Twitter.
It's Dr. T. Houston or I don't know how to say it. It's on
Yes.
it's right there. It's right there on the stream. Directly
yeah,
underneath your
stream.
face right
There.
now.
There it is, right there.
Nice.
Right there.
Yes,
I'll
there
point
we
out.
are.
It's right above me.
That's
Oh, it's too late.
my
Yeah.
Twitter
It's
name.
all going. Ruined it.
On Tumblr, I'm Jeremy, JARAHAMEE. I'm much more active there. I'll put some like links and things for like new projects that I'm doing or like new uploads if I have some. So you can keep an eye there. Otherwise, I'm only playing and streaming here, but if I'm part of any other games, I'll always announce them and let people know that I'm around. Okay.
Perfect. Al.
My name's Alucard. I draw cool shit, and this was an awesome game. Night.
Sir Heck.
Hey everybody, it's me, it's Sir Hecklot. These past 2 episodes have been a joy to be a part of, playing Astoria, the ASMR lore bard. You can find me on all of the social medias at Sir Hecklot. Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Itch, and including our lovely Discord that you should definitely join. In terms of the TTRPG space, like Foxy mentioned, I'll be over at Neon Lights Roleplay on Sunday. On Thursday, you can find me on the channel Jay is a Nerd, playing a one-person one-shot. I've never been the only player in a one-shot before, so this is going to be very interesting. We're going to see how it goes. That will be Thursday the 31st. And then on Friday, April 1st, is going to be my GM debut on Neon Lights Roleplay, playing a very stupid food TTRPG. It's going to be pure chaos. It's going to be pure chaos, and I'm so excited for it. You won't want to miss it. It's going to be so stupid. And
gonna be a riot.
again, I wouldn't have it any other way.
Wait, what happened?
On April 1st, I'm going to be GMing a very, very stupid food one-shot over on Neon Lights. And then every Wednesday throughout April, I am going to be over on Lost Caravan RPG playing another mini-series of Locust. So it's going to be sci-fi themed this time, so I get to use all the big sciencey words, and it's going to be great. Other than that, I think that's it.
Perfect. I am, have been, and continue to be the Last Hit Point Hero. You can find me on TPK Roleplay. I will be playing next on Monday evening. Proper Nerdy is putting together a Cataclysm game, which is a fantastic, super story heavy. In fact, it is a storytelling game. All emphasis on the storytelling. That we will be taking part in on TPK at 8 p.m. Eastern Time Monday. After that, I am in a Hot Ones one-shot where you can affect the outcome of the game by feeding us hot sauce So we have an assortment of hot sauces that we will be using throughout that session. We are all, well, yeah, I'll spill. Who cares? We're all playing Fire Genasi, which
Oh
is
my
what
God,
you
of
do
course you are.
for a Hot One game.
Of course.
So that is at the end of April, not until I think the 28th or something. So I'll talk about it more then. Other than that, it is here in Oathsworn, and that is where you will find me. I think that is us for this evening. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining the Cold Hands, Warm Hearts crew. Cass, don't go anywhere. I have 2 things to say before we hang up after I press the stop button. And until we see you again, be good. That's the rule. Be good. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
The Metalgard went home.
Oh, bundle up and you'll hear a tale of an icy trip. Setting out from Bremen town aboard a fishing ship. The monk keeps saying, yes, we can. The paladin keeps them true. A guest got drug along that day by a fey saboteur. A fey saboteur. Blizzard winds blew straight toward that little fishing ship. But for the strength of the adventure crew, they all would have been lost. They all would have been lost. Setting down south of the wrong town, not knowing they're too late. With Neo as Zeris too. Mirth the Flirt and Sir Brom. Achilles Lanehart. Mercutio now kidnapped who? Here in Cold Hands Warm Hearts.